Unfortunately, I can't do. Uh-oh, your screen is blank, Amalia.
Why? Guys, can you hear me?
Yeah,
We can hear you.
Something
And
is
it's-
so weird. I keep getting like booted off Melonat. Like I can see you guys, but I just keep getting booted
What
off.
the heck?
I'm not sure. Everything was fine until I don't know what we did.
Till I offended Instagram.
Yeah. So okay, I will leave and try and join. I hope it doesn't do this the entire night. I'm gonna check my connection.
Yeah.
Go restart that router.
Chop.
Okay, I'll be back, guys.
Oh, it's not your router. Yep.
Are we counting down already?
We're already live.
Oh, hey, everybody.
Hello.
We're live.
Oh, hello.
This is high production quality.
This is
Part of the roll.
Okay.
We're live.
We'll be back.
Wonderful.
Yeah, we'll be back.
Yep. Okay.
So,
Let's see.
couple of
While
weeks,
she's
have
gone,
a- Yes.
I am going to. What am I going to do? I'm going to play an ad. Our only ad.
Play the ad. Singular.
Check out GameStop and not GameStop. Check out Game Night in South Florida. Here's what they're about.
Yummy.
Oh, and we're back.
And we're
Still
back.
waiting on Amalia. But
Well,
we
I'd
will
like
get
to say
started
it's
here in a
been,
second
It's
anyway.
been 2 weeks since we've had an adventure, but we're glad to be back.
That's right.
And,
Happy
we're-
American Thanksgiving to all you Yanks.
Do any of you remember where we left off? I do. I'm just testing you. of
we
course.
were at the docks, and there was some sort of festival because we were about to catch a boat to go to Lufkin, to the Lufkinian
We were
Isles.
about
Luskin.
Luskin.
very close. We were about to go attack the pirates from Luskin, who are dark elves posing as human mercenaries who killed my best friend, ransacked my caravan, and
Stole your dog.
also
No, sorry, he didn't do that.
I don't know. I'm hoping Fitz is hoping his dog is still okay. He hasn't checked in with home lately. But yeah, those guys.
You know, there's a what is it? Romancing the Stone.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys seen that. The revenge
Oh, yeah.
story. It was like
Mm.
killed her husband, did something with the kids, and did this, and killed her dog and stole her Bible or something like that. It was like a huge
Dang.
list of grievances,
He's a Bible stealer too.
right?
That's like the best line in Guardians of the Galaxy #2 is when Captain Star-Lord or whatever is talking to Ego the God, which is kind of like his dad, and he's like, "You shouldn't have killed my mom and broke my Walkman." It's so good.
Yeah.
A Walkman. Wow.
Yeah, it's one of those classic
Long
yellow Sony Walkmans that I actually had when I was a youngster.
You know, growing up, I actually had one of those put together your own Walkman kit where they give you it in parts and you have to like screw it together and stuff. It's supposed to be for nerds.
Oh,
Now you're a programmer. This makes sense.
I never did it.
Well, anyway, we
Oh.
were there was some sort of festival going
I
on.
wasn't cool enough for a while.
We
Yeah,
were looking for the pirates, and
that's right. What is that? Oh.
That was exciting.
Right.
Okay. Sidebar. Happy birthday. Alpha.
Happy birthday to Amalia, or Alpha,
Happy
depending how you call her.
happy birthday, Amalia.
Don't sound so
Yeah.
jealous.
I know.
My
have one
birthday is
too.
soon enough.
We'll have one too. Yours is also in December, isn't it?
Yeah, the 24th. But don't get me any nobody gets me any presents anyway. Cause
Chuck Norris congratulates you on your new record of days lived.
Excellently
Thanks,
stated.
Chuck.
Excellent.
Yeah.
My birthday was yesterday for anybody watching. My roommate gave me these. Oops.
You just made it so
Lovely.
everybody knows how old you are because you just hit it into view.
If you believe what you see.
Yeah. The goal is to someday have a wiki with your name on it, anyways, and it'll have all your details.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Oh god, I'm so
Who knows?
excited.
Who knows if they'll be real?
Wow. Yeah, is
She
it,
could
is
be-
it about Alpha or Amalia? Because if it's about Alpha, none of it will be real.
She could be 35 for the 7th year in a row. You don't know.
Or 53.
Or 53, right?
That's what I'm guessing. I think it's 53, honestly.
So anywho, we last time we left off, you were heading back towards the docks to investigate the Luskan pirates that you heard about. Possibly do more. You didn't expect, however, to hear the fair music and the all the festivities going on when you got there.
Merriment.
And merriment. It is about midday, you would say, and that's where we left off. So just a quick couple of things before we start. Again, all the music you hear on here is from Patreon, a Patreon guy who makes all of it specifically for role playing. He makes 1-hour tracks. You can find him at Tabletop RPG Music. I had a link. I need to find it again. And then, other than that, I put everybody here, of course, an actor. I put their social media links in the chat that you can check out at your leisure.
Right there.
So there they are. Yes, over there. It depends what platform you're on. I mean, you could be pointing. Maybe you need to go down that way.
Well, I think this is correct, right? Yes.
We're terrible at this.
This is like trying to pat your head and rub your tummy at the same time, and you're like,
Self-promotion.
There.
please follow me on
there, I'm like,
Instagram.
there.
I'm desperate.
But yeah, I think that's it for that. So let's go ahead and get started with the next episode of
I
Dragon
want to see
Ball
my
Z.
axe can appear in Amalia's screen now.
Oh, that would be
Okay,
cool.
so on with the adventure, of course.
On with the
Headlong
adventure.
into danger.
I'll never
It's
get
been a while since we've had real danger to face down, other than the brain puppies that killed Fitzjeffrey 3 times last week.
Yeah.
But
It's been a while since
There
we've
is
had real
danger.
danger.
Only twice.
twice?
A bear
That's right.
sounds very dangerous.
Actually, I would like to point out that the brain puppies killed me once. The second time, Alpha killed me.
That's right.
I
Inadvertently.
Yep, your arrow.
the arrow that I removed expertly, may I add.
Way to follow up.
Yes,
But didn't you also try to remove an arrow from Sneaky Bastard, and then that killed him too? So
Oh, that would have been Fitz.
I genuinely wanted to help Kinky Bastard by pulling out the arrow, and I'm not a medical guy.
So
know?
long, Kinky Bastard.
So long, Kinky Bastard.
Tricky Bastard and Kinky Bastard, both memorialized by these black kinku feathers. Farewell, bastards.
Bastards.
They
Anywho.
were bastards, right?
As we approach the boats,
Yep.
part of me is just like, ooh, a party. I love parties, but part of me is like, no, vengeance first.
I'm thinking a little bit of merriment is in the cards for us. This is a festival. Vengeance can wait. Let's get
There's
some
a
scones.
lot- There's a lot of people here.
Yeah. So as you approach the docks, heading towards the ship that you now know has the person who bore the ring that you yourself knew about, Fitz, that you've seen. The guy came up to you, if you remember, in the streets and called you by something else,
Yes.
and you noticed that he came from this particular ship. You hear the flamboyant music juxtaposed against the slightly rocky creaking of the ships, with birds squawking overhead and the sound of the sea swooshing to and fro. You hear call-outs of different vendors on the dock itself, selling their different foodstuffs, balloons, and other types of noisemakers. The vendors sit at these makeshift wood stands sprawling, among the two ships there. Go ahead.
Is there? Would I have to roll perception to see if there's a funnel cake stand of any kind?
Yes, you would.
Okay, I'll do
Oh,
this.
God.
I'll do a perception roll for funnel cakes, and I'll use my olfactory senses for them because I love the smell of funnel cakes. Here we go. Ouch.
First roll.
Greyhide goes and looks for funnel cakes.
And
The mission totally sidebarred.
No, it was a perception check. I'm not gonna.
Okay.
I just want to use my senses and see. I don't want to derail the mission.
You
but
don't.
If they were
You
in my
don't smell
periphery-
any. You don't smell any. You could investigate it if you want by going around and asking people and things like that. But
No,
smell alone, you don't really see it.
No, I'll just see if it was in my purview, and if they're not, we have vengeance. Vengeance is important too.
Vengeance,
almost as
but-
important as funnel cakes.
Yeah.
yes.
But anyways, as you get closer, you see there's a pier that goes out into the ocean, and there's two large ships, sailboats, on either side of the 15-foot wide pier. The left one is labeled, across the side of it is labeled Heartbreaker, and the right one is labeled Hellraiser. Both ships have the same basic shape, though the activities on top of them seem to differ somewhat. The front of both ships have a gilded figurehead of a female elf with flowing hair that sticks out from the front of from the prow, and it's reaching forth with two hands. On the entrance to the pier, you see a makeshift stall to the side, with a small line forming in front of it. People seem to be handing coin to the attendant who's behind that stall, who's wearing simple clothes with simple but colorful clothes. There's two slender sailors standing on either side of the pier right after him, seemingly watching people to make sure that they paid it before they get in. From where you are, you can see on the Hellraiser, which is the one on the right, you see some performance that seems to be ongoing. You can't really see the details from the docks, but there's a nimble female figure swinging from ladders to rope and holding on to a rapier, then walking along the rope, doing a backflip onto a part of a rolled up sail mast, and all the while fending off what seems to be some sailors chasing after her clumsily, trying to attack her, and she fends them off, and the crowd cheers whenever she does. You'd think that she would be in serious trouble if it weren't for the crowd cheering her on and making it obvious that it's a performance.
It's a show. Oh, I see. Thought it was
Generally,
a damsel in distress for a moment there, but
Generally, I would be very aroused by such a performance, but my mind is
The elf lady at the front of the
local.
first boat. Is it the same elf kind of goddess figure we had seen in the sewers that Fitz had recognized, or is it something else?
Roll an intelligence check, just straight up intelligence. In D&D Beyond, if you haven't done that, I think you just click your intelligence score.
Yep.
That would be fascinating.
20.
that's all right.
No, it definitely looks different from what you remember. Sometimes intelligence scores are just straight up memory scores, by the way, because if you're not really familiar with something, you can do an intelligence check, see how well you remember it. You remember it pretty well, and it's definitely different.
Something different? Okay.
But roll a perception. Since you're looking at investigating it, roll a perception, see if you notice anything else about it.
I would have recognized my goddess in moments.
Yeah, you would have recognized it immediately.
11.
Okay. You don't really notice anything other than the flowing hair, and it's obviously elven with elven features, the more angular cheekbones and chin.
Okay. Fitz, does this mean anything to you?
I'm also going to roll a perception check. Do I...
Pointing at the
figurehead
elf. Yeah.
Yes, these figureheads. What do we see about them? I've got a 13.
A 13, you look up at it, and at first you just think it's probably some dirt or something. As you get a little closer, you notice that there's actually a little symbol of a spider on the forehead, slightly below the hair. Whatever that means.
God. I think these dark elven Luskins posing as humans are with the spider goddess. Which I don't know a lot about, but my father told me there was a very nasty spider goddess down there, and it's bad news bears.
So any affiliation with the spider goddess, we need to tread carefully with these people. Is that what you're saying?
Well, we already need to tread carefully because they sent somebody to kill us last night, but yes.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yes, we should also watch out for the Spider Queen Association.
And Fitz, that other boat, does that mean anything to you? Does that look familiar?
Can I look at the other boat?
You look at it, and it seems to be exact same design, actually, at least from the outside.
Nobody putting on a performance there.
No one's putting on a performance on the other boat. You see, the one thing you do see is there's this obviously if it was today's time you'd say paper mache, but some type of material of a giant, almost dinosaur-like creature with spikes down its back but big claws and going around on the boat like this.
Huh. Like a paper golem.
I feel we need to choose a boat.
I would like to perceive which of the boats has more or any of the dirty human mercenaries that look like me, that are probably wearing rings and are actually dark elves.
Are you actually wearing your ring right now?
Yes.
Okay.
Otherwise, I'd have my hair on. You know?
Right. Go ahead and roll a perception check.
Yeah, we've got
It looks like you already did. 13 again. Very consistent. 13. Not really, actually. Everybody you see there, there seems to be the carnies who are running the carnival that seem to be basic humans that you would expect. Some dwarves and halflings there as well. The crew, from what you can see, you can look around and see maybe 5 of them staying out. There's 2 standing next to the wheel of the ship that steers the ship, and on either side, on either boat. And you see one kind of walking through the crowd on the right one, the Hellraiser, but they don't look like the guy who talked to you or how you look with the ring on.
All right. I say we go on the boat, but if you see anyone who looks like me, pretend you don't know me. I'm going to talk to them, try to get an audience with the captain. You guys follow me, and then we'll threaten him aggressively.
We're gonna threaten the captain.
Yes,
wait,
we're gonna
which
threaten.
boat?
Oh, I don't. Do we want to go to the one with the paper mache dinosaur, or the woman being chased by cats? I don't know. Can I just do a perception check to see which boat we should go on, or is that
Another
that's not how that works?
check. This is like the 3rd perception.
Insight? Little insight check to see if we notice anything.
What are you looking for particularly?
I want to see which boat is more likely to be in charge. So
In charge? Okay.
I'm going to look at the 2 boats.
Well, you can definitely tell without even rolling anything, because good thing, because you roll a 6. You can definitely tell that there's more going on the Hellraiser by a lot. There's more commotion. You see more crew on it eventually walking by. From what you can tell, you could get more information if you were to get closer, like on the actual pier and look on each of them. Because once you go onto the pier, there's just 2 ramps that go onto each boat, and you can just take a quick look at each one.
I think we should go to the Heartbreaker because it's quieter. And poke around.
Maybe get some information, talk to the captain, just, Yes, I agree. Headlong into the less dangerous boat.
Wait, isn't the Heartbreaker the one that has the shuttle going on?
No, that's the Hellraiser, I think.
The Heartbreaker is the one that has the giant dinosaur-like thing. The Hellraiser is the one that has some performance going on.
Okay, so
I may have mixed it up before. Sorry if I did.
You'll like that, Alpha. There's too many rambunctious sorts around here and too many peering eyes.
This is true, Alpha. It is in your best interest to go to the one with fewer people, isn't it?
This is your threat, Spit, so I'll follow your lead on this.
I don't think anyone wants to party at Alpha's place. It's probably just like dirt.
Alpha's place?
And I don't think Alpha's throwing a party. And she wouldn't be inviting. Maybe he would.
Somebody impose these.
It's like when someone tapes a sign that says "Kick me" on your back. Someone taped that to the back of Alpha. She hasn't noticed yet. There's just
Mine
balloons
as
behind.
well.
And it says "Happy Birthday." Oh, can we actually have that be canon? Did Fitz make a sign that says "Happy Birthday" and put it on Alpha's back? Can we say that's real?
Yes. Well,
I believe you got distracted. We were headed
towards the boat. Yes.
No. Roll a sleight of hand.
I'm going to roll a sleight of hand. Woohoo!
Oh yeah.
Oh.
So earlier
it happened.
Today,
you actually don't know when Alpha's birthday is, but you did that, and nonetheless.
I made some assumptions. And I was like, do you know?
I mean,
it's
it's-
wonderful.
365 to 1 chance that you're right anyway, so why not?
I don't like missing people's birthdays, so I figured I'd take a stab in the dark, and there's a sign that says "Happy Birthday" on the back of Alpha's pack, and she
Great,
doesn't
Alpha
know
doesn't
because
know
I'm
right now.
so
Can I roll a performance
terribly
check
clever.
on singing of Happy Birthday to Alpha?
Oh, God.
Only if you roleplay it.
Not yet.
Yeah,
Graham.
we'll role play. We're not actually going to belt out into song because it's a copyrighted song and it's actually it's a real drag. But we'll role play it. So
For anyone who thinks we don't reply to the chat, Demon, what is that? Demon Demand? Demon Demand
I think
is the cause of all
DM
this.
on demand. I think it's DM on demand.
Oh, Demon.
It's true. This is all.
I like Demon
So-
Demand.
So I roll a 21. So I
Yeah, you
sing a
do.
beautiful Robert Goulet-esque rendition of Happy Birthday to Alpha, drawing attention
And
to her,
I say no.
and
Graham, you're going to.
causing a stir. And other people and a few kobolds join in, I'm sure, and a few
Are
longshoremen as
kobolds
well.
around? They're not informed with
People-
this?
People do watch, and you see a few people join in. When you get to the "Happy Birthday, dear," they just kind of mumble something because they have no idea who they're talking to. And then-
Guys, what's
this-
going on?
This old lady comes up to Alpha and says, "Oh, my child, I'm so happy for you. Here's a balloon." And she hands you this balloon that is on a little twine. And somehow it's floating, even though they don't have helium back then.
They haven't
And,
discovered helium. It's an enchanted balloon. Filled
You can
with
actually
air,
see
but
if you
enchanted
look
to
closely.
float.
Yeah, it's enchanted. And if you look closely, you can see it's painted, but you can still kind of see the veins of the pig bladder it's made from.
Ooh, that's lovely. Well,
I'm glad I did that, Alpha.
if any of us have to jump off of the ship
Guys?
into the water, that'll come in handy. What?
Fitz,
Yes?
here, can you hold this for me for a moment?
I shouldn't hold that because I don't want the captain to see me and realize I'm not the person who tried to kill me. So, Greyhide, can you hold the enchanted pig bladder?
Yes.
Thank
It's
you.
not very appetizing, and it causes me to do this. Ugh.
Well,
Anyhow,
I'll
Anywho. As you get closer to the ships, you do have the little makeshift wooden stand there with a guy. There's a short line there with a guy taking money to enter the fair, to walk onto the pier.
is it
I'm-
9 copper?
No, it's actually a gold each.
Hey.
I'm going to lean over and I'm going to say, you guys, I'll see you on the ship. I'm going to try to, play the part of this guy who probably works on the ship. I'm just going to try to go in. And then I'm going to walk up to the two sailors and I'm going to say, hello, I believe the captain's looking for me.
An interesting thing happens. You walk to the ship, and as you pass by where the ships start, you hear a woman next to you go, "Huh? What the?" And you look down, and you're still human, but you're no longer the human that was from the ring. And you two, you see Fitz change as well. He doesn't change, he looks like Fitz, like the real Fitz, but just made into a human. He looks like a slender human with angular shapes, but no pointy ears and human pigment. And you see him wearing his normal Fitz armor now.
My fancy cloak?
But he's still human, but it just looks like Fitz as a human now versus
Yes,
completely different
you,
human.
you look different. You look like a human version of yourself, but it's sort of slender, and you still got your armor on.
That was when you
Oh.
stepped forward?
When the crew sees this happen, and they go, one of them steps forward and goes, "You idiot, come on, get onto the ship. You know you're not supposed to enter like this."
Yeah, sure.
We'll scamper in after him as if we're all together. Let's just
And you-
scamper onto the boat.
You also notice that the two crew are actually skinnier, slender as well.
Oh my god. Well, that's confusing. I think I get it. Yes,
So wait,
of
does
course.
he look? But he looks human. He doesn't look drow. He looks human.
Yeah, it's like if you took how he looked as a drow and changed his skin color and made him not have pointy ears and just changed slight little things to make it look a bit more human, that would be what he looks like now.
Which means that that's what they're all doing. They're all drow who are wearing rings to look like humans, but some sort of enchantment is turning them into something in between? A little confused, but I think that's what's happening.
Instead of completely taking the because you stole the appearance of somebody else who was dead, but now you've transformed into a human, but you're yourself, and that's what they're doing. I think they're doing the same thing with that ring, but somehow you had transformed into a person who had been killed in the past.
Alpha, your perceptive self, would pretty easily notice that the two sailors, they're not wearing rings. The two crew.
Guys, I think this is something else. Fitz, look at his hands. Look at his hands.
Fitz,
yeah, you'll notice it too, Greyhide, that they're not wearing rings when she points it out.
Fitz, you must know something about this. Why is this happening?
Fitz is gone. He's moved onto the pier.
I'm going to go after him. I'm going to go headlong into the pier after Fitz.
Roll a stealth check, Fitz, for doing those signals. Trying to get their attention to come in without actually being noticed.
No, I'm telling them not. I'm saying, leave me alone. Leave me alone.
Oh yeah.
I've got a 7 for stealth.
13. Oh no, 7. Sorry.
7.
Horrible. Fitz
roll.
Was rolling a stealth. Okay.
All right. You notice one of the crew. He sees you kind of making motions to tell them to not to stay away, and he's just kind of looking at you kind of strangely like.
Fans.
So I see him and he wants us not to go. Okay.
You know what the fans are like in this town. They're very bored.
Okay. So
where's Fitz gonna go?
Are they sort of walking me onto the ship? Am I following them, or do they?
No, they left you alone.
I'm going to walk onto the ship.
Which one?
Belong.
The one with the performance, or the one with the dinosaur type thing? Well, you can walk to the middle where they both go out, and or they both have the planks onto the ship. You can see that most of the adults are on the one with the performance going on. The one on the other one, the people on the other one are mainly younger kids. And maybe some parents, watching over them. But it seems like which one is it? The Heartbreaker seems to be made more for a place to put your kids while you go to the other one.
I really don't want to hurt any children if things get hairy. But it's still less people, and it might be better for just investigation and looking around without being seen.
You also see up there a unicorn, fake one, with a fake drow on top with 2 scimitars that are going like this in the air, and it's just doing that constantly. It's a fake. It looks like to be a fake drow as well. It's just like an animatronic of some sort. And there's a mime in front of it doing like a whole mime thing, and there's like a few kids around watching, giggling.
Oh, this is hard. I really can they? I'm gonna glance backwards. Can those 2 see me? Will they notice if I go on the? What's that?
Yeah, they can see you because if you're still on the pier, they can follow you through the crowd with their eyes.
Good. So they'll notice that I will change my mind and go on the one without children because I just don't want anybody getting hurt if we start fighting. So I'm going to board the Hellraiser.
The Heartbreaker. No, sorry, the Hellraiser. Whew, I'm gonna get it wrong.
Board the Hellraiser.
Okay, while you do that, what does Greyhide and Alpha want to do? Anything other than just watch?
No, I'd like to approach. I'd like to go onto the pier and see if we can go onto the Hellraiser with Fitz. I'm not content to hang back.
The guy you can make it to the front of the place where you pay, the little wooden makeshift little stand with a stool behind it. He has this bag that he has next to him, and he just says, 1 gold for all the fun in the world. He doesn't seem very enthusiastic about it.
I begrudgingly toss him a gold.
Have fun. What about Alpha?
I go after him, and
Oh no.
I'm like, listen, I was here earlier, and I just forgot something inside, so I already paid my gold.
Roll a deception.
I've heard
That's
that
not what I
line
expected.
so many times when I worked in the bar.
Pardon my deception. There you go.
I look like a dwarf.
14.
Dwarven villain.
That's exactly what I was going for. 14. He kind of looks you up and down. He looks like at some point he's just doing it to make it look like he's trying hard, and then says, "All right, go in."
Thanks.
Wow. Wow, Alpha, maybe it's because he saw the sign on... Nope. There's nothing on your back.
as you go onto the ship, he goes, "Oh, and happy birthday."
What? Wait, what's happening?
Everyone gets a free boat ride on their birthday.
Wait, what? What's a birthday?
Did you remember that
serious?
song I sang you? I sang the beautiful song.
Alpha's never had a birthday.
Oh,
Well,
Oh my
I think
God.
we're gonna have to. This is gonna be the best birthday ever.
no, but also vengeance. Like, let's not forget the part about vengeance.
Vengeance
Well,
is the greatest gift of all, and danger.
So I'm looking around. Do I roll a perception?
What do you want to look for? Are you going onto the ship that he went on, or are you trying to figure out something on the pier?
No, I'm just kind of just seeing if there's anything a little like unusual, little side deals or
Okay,
anybody lurking or kind of
you can go for it. Roll a perception.
anything that would seem a little unsafe.
Or unsavory.
11. Ugh.
You see some portholes on the side of the ship, but you don't see anyone looking out of them or anything. You find it a little strange that usually ships have flaps for cannons a lot of times, or any type of implements for shooting other ships, and these don't have any.
I thought they were pirate ships.
11 is enough to you're looking around, and you look out at the sea. Just barely. You see maybe a mile out, or 1.6 kilometers for Canadians, out. There's another ship out there. It looks like it's just anchored in the sea, not moving.
I see another ship out there, but don't make a big deal about it. But look, there's a ship, but don't make a big deal about it. There's a ship. See?
If Fitz knew that the
Is there-
ship was there, he would suspect
Everybody
that that
sees
was
this?
actually... What?
As everybody sees this other ship.
Yes, we see the ships.
Uh,
don't make a big deal about it, but it's right there.
Fitz doesn't see it. If he did, he'd
Fitz
be like,
doesn't.
oh my god, that's where the real pirates are, and this is just some sort of cover.
Greyhide did somehow, but Fitz has no idea.
Okay.
He didn't look for that kind of thing.
No, he's not that smart.
So Fitz is on the pier with us. He hasn't boarded the Hellraiser yet, has he?
No, he's walked on. Just walked on.
He's on the boat.
I'll go follow along.
Is
All
there
right.
any
Belong to the Hellraiser,
kind
I
of
say.
long eyeglass thingy, like binocular?
A spyglass?
Yeah.
Roll perception. See, you'd have to go onto the ship to see, because that would usually. There's nothing on the pier. You could go onto the ship where it's a
pier?
bit more crowded.
I'm gonna go onto the pier and keep my eye out for something like that.
Okay. You can, after a time, you can roll another perception if you want to see if you can see anything else. That won't come into play until a little bit later, because you're sitting there like really trying to stare at it and get a gauge of it. But there's no spyglass or anything out on the pier. On the ship itself. Yeah, cool. We'll get to it in a bit. On the ship itself, you now see closer up the figure the figure leaping around has sallow skin with pointed brown eyes, exaggerated through the use of makeup, and long, fine hair that inexplicably stays together as she moves around. You can see 4 sailors running around the deck, trying to attack her with rapiers of their own, while she easily avoids them, using all the implements of the ship to evade them. The deck of the ship itself seems to have 3 levels. You have the center level, and stairs going to like you have the center level, and towards the back of the ship, which is out towards sea, you have stairs going up to another level, and then you have stairs again going back up to the highest level of the deck, where the steering wheel is the wheel that steers the ship, and there's 2 crew members standing on each side of them, seemingly watching to make sure nothing bad is happening.
So this is play, or looks like?
No, this is just the deck of the ship. Then on the front of the ship, that's going towards the back of the ship. There's 2 extra levels on the back of the ship. On the front of the ship, there's only 1 extra level with stairs going up to it on either side of the ship. And that front level seems to have really nothing except a mast and just that figurehead that's in the front of the ship.
I'm just remembering something. Our plan from last week was to have Fitz on the ship present us as his prisoners so that we could get somewhere, but now we just sort of strolled up. Is it too late to pretend that to follow that plan? Because we need information. We can't just randomly attack people. We need to find out what's going on. But we need to get deeper in. I don't know.
As you're contemplating this, you notice the middle of the deck, the center lowest part of the front deck. There's a 5x10 area that starts to descend into the lower hull of the ship. It's almost like you can hear the crinking of gears and ropes and pulleys as it goes down into the ship. After a moment, up from the elevator comes a man, donned with a wide-brimmed red hat, with one side pinned up with a seashell, an extravagant blue feather flowing out the back of the hat, with brown curls of locks of hair cascading over his shoulders, with a wax tattoo and a soul patch, and a pearl earring, and a large open red shirt showing a tanned but hairy chest, with leather straps crisscrossing down across his front, connecting to his leather pants, with an extravagant rapier holstered on the side.
I bet this guy's important. I say that very quietly to my fellow adventurers. I bet you this guy's important here.
The person next to you goes, "Who are you? Just watch the show." You realize Alpha's not next to you.
What the heck's Alpha?
I forgot to mention, during this whole time, Zen and Kobe would have followed onto the ship with you guys. But the woman escapes the sailors and does a final backflip and 360 in the air and lands facing the man. She pulls a rose out from her undergarments and places in the man's mouth. He smiles and takes the rose with his hand and says, "My friends, you have just witnessed the wonderful lady Kafiata, queen of the high seas," and the crowd cheers and claps.
Bravo! Bravo, Kafiata!
And he says, "I am, of course, Captain Zord, master of the fair. Enjoy yourselves and drink heavily and be merry." As he finished the last line, the elevator descends with him and the woman in it.
I want to perceive whether the only 2 crew members are the one on the deck, and whether Captain Zord or something is actually looking like a slender, not dark elf, kind of like I am right now, and is sort of one of...
Roll an investigation for the captain, and you said you're doing the same for the crew as well?
Yes.
All right, just one investigation.
I've got a 5.
It's the same as all the other crew you've seen. They're all slender of sort. Whether or not it's like, oh, that's obviously an elf. They all seem to have the same basic frame, though. You do notice that they're all male. You haven't seen a female at all as part of the crew.
Okay. I want to do another perception. Does it look like there's any easy way to get down with the captain?
Yes. Is the elevator still descending? Is there, could I roll a perception check to see if it'd be possible to sneak in there before it goes down?
You could potentially. There is a crew. You look around and you see there's the 2 crew standing up near the steering wheel, looking down at the whole performance going on. And there's a couple of crew walking on the ship that you can see are always take a glance, looking around as the festivities are going on.
So
It would be
guys,
be hard.
I could create a distraction using one of my cantrips, and it would have to be something we'd have to act fast. But if I create like a loud noise or a distraction that turns someone's heads, we could probably bolt for it and try and get into the belly of the ship. What do you guys think?
Fitz is very upset right now. Fitz is full of all kinds of emotions. If you make a distraction, he's gonna jump into the elevator. That's it.
All right, I'm going to use.
Where is Alpha? What do I see?
You're on the pier.
Okay, so you rolled a 20 back there. As that was all going on, you look closely. The ship, after you take some time, from what you can tell from this far away, it does seem very similar design to the two ships that are next to you. Almost exactly the same design. You can even tell there's some type of figurehead in front. You assume, based on what you know of the other ships, it's the same type of figurehead. But nothing really stands out too much. After a while, you see a rowboat. You hear like a and you see a rowboat heading towards that ship. It seemed to come from the other ship, the Heartbreaker.
So there's a ship from the Heartbreaker going to that third ship in the middle.
Yeah, a rowboat of some sort is being rowed towards the other ship that's like a mile out.
Huh. Okay.
You see on that ship with a 20, you see it seems to be a couple of crew members just rowing out and some type of big sack that they're carrying out to the other ship.
Probably children, those bastards.
Huh, interesting.
I mean, we could commandeer a rowboat and pretend that I found you guys and you want to invite the Luskins to be part of a play.
This is a bit, by the way, I forgot I had this. This is a bit of the layout you could see there. You had the elevator.
Yes. Beautiful.
You had the elevator there, and
I'm feeling the urge to try and get into the elevator with, and I don't think there's much time for me to decide. So I think I want to try and create a diversion and go headlong in there, and hopefully Fitz will follow me along. But it might be a bit of a. And if I get into trouble, I can always pretend I'm a traveling showman, and I can do the whole theatrical ruse. So I'm going to.
Your passive perception, by the way. You'll notice Zenakovi's no longer around. You're actually not sure what happened to Zenakovi.
That's puzzling.
Can I do a better perception to see what did happen to
her? You can try.
Roll? Okay, I'm rolling. Got
My head is in the way. Come on, head. Get out of the way. Get out of the way, head. What are you doing? No, you're not sure. You look around too, and you can't find Zenakovi.
From my perception with the 20, could I tell did that bag look like is it too far, or could I tell if would it look like there?
You can't tell any shape in it. It was definitely big enough to put a person in it.
Is it moving at all? No.
No.
Okay, I feel like it's kind of odd with all the festivities going on a little bit that crew members wouldn't just that ship is hanging back and that crew members wouldn't be all hands on deck with the festivities. So I just take that information in and try and locate Fitz and Greyhide.
Okay. Yeah, before they do anything, you can find them back on the ship, on the lower deck right here.
Oh, okay. And I was where? Sorry.
You were over here, looking off at the. Let me pull that over a little bit.
I see. Yeah.
Cool. So you're making a distraction, Greyhide, or are you just sneaking?
I'm going to, if there's anybody, I'm just going to find the most direct route. The most direct route to that elevator, and I'm going to. If there's anyone in the area, I'm going to create the sound of a raven going that's in the vicinity so that they don't pay attention to me. So I'm just gonna use a cantrip to make that sound and then just bolt.
Okay. There it is. Couldn't find my notes. Unfortunately, the sound of a raven, you already have the sound of seagulls and stuff going on over the sea, and before you make that noise, and you notice the elevator has started to lift back up.
I was about to jump into it, so that's
Okay, if it starts to lift back up, I'll be like, huh. I'll just sort of, did anyone hear that strange raven sound there?
Yeah, roll a deception anyways.
So strange.
I do one of these. Ravens. That's quite strange.
That same guy you talked to before says, "That's pretty cool. Can you do that again?"
I'll just.
He has crooked teeth, and you can smell booze on his breath.
No, never you mind.
He's there for the party. So I want to perceive what's the captain doing, because I suspect he's actually Captain Slade, the one who sent that dark elf last night to watch us, and I want to see what he's doing.
Actually, the woman name dropped Captain Zord, and that is what he just called himself as well. Yes, so you are 100% sure that person at least claims to be the same person.
Yes, but I think he's secretly the person that the dark elf name dropped last night when he said, "Oh wait, Captain Zord? You said Captain Zord?
Yep.
Is that what the dark elf last night said?"
Yeah.
Yes. Is that Captain Zord? I knew it.
Your intuition was right on.
So, what's the captain doing? I want to see what the captain's doing.
So the elevator comes up. You can try to take a look. Roll a perception just to see if you can quickly see what he was doing before he moved off of the elevator.
I've got a 10.
No, you come over to the elevator and he's gone. And what you see being set up, and the elevator starts coming back up already when you go and look over, is a shirtless man rises up from the elevator with drums strapped around his body and two large apes behind him. And he starts to give he starts to give his spiel about how they're the Bongo Brothers with his apes and his drums, and eventually starts to play the drums, and the apes start to dance and climb across the ropes and stuff with their toes, and everybody's watching them as he plays the drums, and they do this.
I think while everyone is paying attention to this marvelous show, maybe we should use this great distraction and go investigate somewhere else, because we're not going to get anything done over here. That's my feeling.
You do have, I will mention, you see these two things right here? Mm-hmm. Those are doors into the actual inside of the ship.
Yeah,
so you don't see any stairs outside, but you assume that there's probably some inside to go to the lower ones. The lower deck.
You know, the crew already recognized me once. Perhaps they'll recognize me again. So I'm going to go to the one that's closer to the front of the boat. And I'm going to bow. Yes,
Wow.
Fitz doesn't spend a lot of time on boats. He finds them to be terribly uncomfortable. In fact,
I'm a regular Bodie McGee.
So you're going to one of the crew? On the bow?
Yes, I'm going to go to the door at the bow and just try and see if it's open like I totally belong.
And I think I'll go to the bow. I mean, I'll go to the door on the stern of the ship, which is the bottom of the ship, the bottom.
Okay, so you go to the door on the... I don't really know ships that well, so I'm going to go ahead and say the front of the ship. And let's see. The smell of... You open the door. People don't seem to stop you too much. You see a crew kind of spot you, kind of do a double take, and then moves on. You smell... the smell of tar permeates this room in this cluttered cabin you're looking at. It seems to be a storage of some sort. There's barrels in there with up against the walls with secured nets, and that's really all that's in there. You see some white canvas strung against the wall as well. That's looks like the same material that the sails would be made out of.
Can I stop the crew member who saw me?
Yep.
And I'm going to say, "Oh, hello. It's Joffrey. I got conked out at one of the tugs, and I've had a terrible headache. Remind me your name?
He kind of looks at you and says, "You don't have to call yourself Joffrey when you're on the ship."
Right. Sorry, just, clunked in the head, still reeling from it. So...
He seems to be pulling some rope and tightening it and tidying up this side of the ship, making sure everything's secured.
Damn, I want to conk him out, but I don't know if I should. I don't know if I should...
I mean, it sounds like to them you belong there.
Yeah.
Do I know you?
Man wants to conk. Let him conk.
I don't remember you. You look like someone I should know. But you do not look familiar to me. Not too familiar.
I'm one of the crew members. You're on the captain's ship, right? I mean...
Well, all the ships have a captain. This
Yes.
is a very strange conversation.
Damn. I've been quite confused lately, and I was hoping to have a word with the captain, just to reorient myself. Like I said, I took a bump on the head in the caravan. Were you on the caravan job? You weren't on the caravan job, were you?
Roll an insight.
This is not going great. All right.
And a
Good
deception.
news. We've got a 19.
Okay.
Deception?
For insight, I believe.
Oh.
Okay,
19
you can tell from his body language that this guy is definitely suspicious. And when you mentioned the caravan, it went from suspicious to almost like I shouldn't be like when you talk to someone about something important, they're like, oh, I shouldn't be the one talking about this. Let me go get someone you can talk to.
Yes.
Just stay right here.
Um,
And he walks off.
uh,
What is Greyhide gonna do?
Well, I was headed to the one on the back of the ship. I was
Okay.
headed towards that door in the stern.
Okay. Are you trying to stealth, or are you just doing it like you belong?
Like I belong. I just walk in
Okay.
like I own the joint. Yes.
Roll a stealth anyways. It's a different type of stealth. This stealth
Yeah.
is more around...
I'm just blending in. Yes. This is
right.
me.
Bluster.
Yeah. And I would even say you would get... What's your charisma bonus?
My charisma bonus is substantial. It's 3. I'm rolling
Okay,
charisma.
3. Okay, so that stealth would have been it would be a charisma-based stealth. So that would be like a 14 instead of a 12. So you do a decent job of that when you really don't belong, especially with how you look and stuff. You get into you open the door and you just walk in, right? Or are you trying to peer in first?
I'm going to walk right in.
All right. You walk into the door and the door closes behind you on its own. It seems to be on some type of spring-loaded hinge, and you immediately see a hallway, a small hallway going down, and there's 6 doors along that hallway, 3 on each side, and there's a big double door in the back of the hallway. You can hear clattering of some sort at the end of the hallway and to the right. That particular door, you hear clattering and a lot of noise coming from there.
Well, I'm going to approach that door, and I believe I'm going to try and maybe make that door open, and then just sort of just make it use my abilities to make the door open, but just don't enter it. I'll hang out quietly in the hallway and see if anyone pops out to investigate.
Okay.
And I'll just deal with it then.
The noise gets louder. You can tell it's the noise of cooking, of pots and pans and moving things around and opening and closing stuff. But no one comes and investigates the door.
Okay, well,
Eventually you'll hear a voice says, "Close that door."
I'll just walk into the door and I'll say, "Oh, sorry, I was looking for the captain. I got a little disoriented. You haven't seen him, have you?"
Roll a deception.
Deception. There we go. Oh, that's bloody awful.
Oh, time to get your axe out.
Here we go.
All right. He'll say, just go back out the other door. Just leave. Go back outside and close the door.
All right. I do as he says. I shut the door. And I mean, I'll just do a perception. Is there anything that catches my eye about the other doors rather than going through all of them? Is there any, I'll just do a perception check if there's anything out of the ordinary that would cause me to make me want to investigate another one. Maybe just do an investigation, right?
You could do that. I mean, I'll just tell you without even rolling it. You just take a quick peek in those. They seem to all be places for the carnival people to sleep. They're small rooms with a hammock and a place to put some stuff, and that's really about it. And there's 4 of those. The other one seems to be a pantry with no one in it. You see spices and some other long set food and things.
Okay, well, good to know. Maybe we'll have to be stowaways in one of these cabins.
Does Alpha want to do anything while this is going on?
Well, okay. So did I catch up to these guys, or?
Yeah, you're on the main deck of the boat. You saw Greyhide go in through a door, and you saw Fitz talk to a guy for a while. That would probably still be going on when you got up to the ship.
So I would want to go talk to Fitz about what I saw. So is
okay. By the time you get up to Fitz, the other guy's walking away from Fitz.
Okay. Like, Fitz, come have a look at the front of the ship.
Well, but that man is finding somebody to talk to me.
That's fine. We'll be right back.
Oh,
there's another boat.
Right.
There's a third boat.
There's a third boat?
There's a third boat out in the water, and I don't know. It just feels weird. And I just from the other boat, I saw a small boat going to the third boat, and it just feels weird.
So you saying what does the third boat look like? Is it like one of these boats?
It looks kind of like one of these boats.
Oh my god! What if these boats are just like the backup boats and the real pirates are on the other boat? But I saw the captain. The captain's on this boat.
I think we might want to get to the other boat.
Huh.
What did you find out about the captain?
Well, he came up on a big stage and said, "I am the captain," and he said his name, and it was the right one, and then he went back down below. So the captain's definitely on this boat. What?
The one who walked away from you, the guy who talked to the criminal who talked to, he goes up to one of the crew that's next to the steering wheel of the boat and starts talking to him.
Oh look, they're talking about me. I love it when people talk about me.
What is he? About what?
Well, I don't know. I'm trying to get an audience with the captain so that I can ask him. I don't know. I mean, I want to kill him.
What did you tell him?
Unlikely. I told him that I was at the caravan job and I got a bump on the head.
You told him what?
I told him I was at the caravan job.
And also, what's with your face right now? Like, what's?
I think that's this thing that this boat does, is it makes them look different from their other face, but also from their other face. Does that make sense?
I don't think that's the boat
they've
thing.
Not.
I don't think that's grammar.
Okay, I think we need to not be here when he gets back.
But maybe we can play their own game, make them come after us. No, they already.
The other crew member that was next to the steering wheel starts walking down towards the two of you.
Okay, so I quickly kind of go away to hide behind something so I can see what that interaction's about. Hopefully he doesn't notice me.
Roll a stealth. The higher you roll, the closer you can be without being noticed.
Okay.
Greyhide, you'd come out about this time
21.
as well. Back out into the main ship.
And
you see this guy coming towards Fitz. Okay.
I'll just sidle up to Fitz and
So I just kind of pull my hood up and 21.
Okay.
I stand not too far, but
yeah, you're able to get behind some boxes next to where Fitz is, and look pretty inconspicuous, like you're sitting there taking a break.
And I just kind of signal Fitz.
The Greyhide, what are you going to do? You're going to look like you belong on the boat but not really engage with Fitz, or are you actually going to just go up and?
I'll be near. I'll definitely be in his proximity, but not make it look like I'm with him. But yeah, if something goes down, I've got Fitz's back, as he knows.
Do another stealth, another charisma-based stealth, to see how well you can kind of blend in and while keeping track of what's going on without looking like you're keeping track of what's going on.
So does that mean I roll stealth and just give it a +3?
Pretty much.
All right, see.
Or give it a +3 instead of a +1 that it has right there. So that would be a 13.
All right.
Yeah. Okie dokie.
I'm a little bit clunky.
That's good. The other crew member just goes off on to start tidying up some other ropes and making things are secure. It seems to be his job to go around and check the different important parts of the ship. The crew from the top of the wheel, where the wheel was, walks down. He has what seems to be a short sword on both hips, some studded leather armor, and which I found out is not really a thing in the past. But anyways, sidebar. And but otherwise looks kind of similar to the rest of the crew. And he comes down and he says, "So you want to talk to the captain, and you asked about a caravan that was attacked."
Well, yes, that's my last memory with you guys. I was on the caravan job, and then when I was left for dead, and I've been taking.
My hands are on my short sword, quietly.
A kid walks up to Alpha and says, "Why is your hand on your head?" Sorry.
Yes. Well, that's the last memory. I'm part of the crew, and then we did the caravan job, and I was left for dead, and I'm only just regaining consciousness, and I'm quite disoriented. I just
Interesting.
Want to tell the captain I'm back. I'm feeling all right. I want to get.
Where
back
are the
to
others that were with you? And he starts to look around.
What do you mean?
I think he means us.
I do not reveal myself.
Did you actually say that? Did Grey Height say that?
Yeah, I'm afraid I already did, didn't I?
Yeah. Grey Height says that. And he goes, "Yes, that is one of you that were there. And there should be one other one unaccounted for."
Well, you're very observant. Yes, well, while I was convalescing, I made some friends. And, they've just been helping.
He looks past you, Alpha.
Around.
Doesn't seem to see you.
Well,
Yes.
the point is we're
But I'm
here.
listening.
I made some friends, and they're just sort of helping me get around. I pay them. They're sort of like my retinue, just while I get my feet back on. But I wanted them to bring me to the ship, make sure I didn't get lost, I wasn't expecting the carnival. I completely forgot. Captain forgot to mention the carnival last time. I totally forgot about it.
Are you still talking?
Fine.
Great show, by the way. Everything was
We will-
smashing.
I will take you to the captain. And he starts walking you. Where does he walk you? Sorry, 1 second. Ah! Sorry, my screen just scrolled all the way down and I lost my notes.
Huh.
That was weird. Okay.
I roll to scroll.
Nice. He takes you up a level onto one of the upper levels of the deck, and in the back of it, right here, he walks you towards a door that's right there.
Splendid.
He opens the door. He walks up to the door and he knocks twice and then once. After a moment, he knocks once, twice, then once. And
you guys remember that.
sorry.
Suddenly, the mood changed.
Yes, I know.
Unsettled.
The voice from within,
Tricky.
it yells, "Enter!" The room behind it, and the crew member opens the door. Inside the room, you see something that looks opulent to the extreme. It's stylish purple drapes, covering large windows looking out across the harbor, the docks. On the one side, you see a comfortable bed with an oak headboard. And on the other side, you see an ornate carved dining table with 6 chairs all around it.
Fitz is not impressed by wealth, having been a member of the aristocracy himself.
The headboard of the bed is actually carved into the shape of resembles a kraken.
Yeah, I'm a little impressed.
The chairs are high back, and the other objects are a glass-doored cabinet with shelves of books, a wooden trunk with some type of padlock, and a small writing desk. You see 2 figures in the room. One stands next to the dining room table, holding a glass of wine. He's tall and slender, rectangular face, clean-shaven. This is not Captain Zord. Hair only on the sides of his head, wearing brown robes with purple lining dancing along the sleeves that match the curtains. The other figure is standing next to the window, looking straight forward. It's made of metal with some type of ball and gears around where the joints would be, and a sculpted metal face with a stylized moon shape, with his chin ending in a what represents like some type of beard, but it's metal. It appears to be some type of automatron, from what you can tell. The guy with the wine glass says, "Greetings. Have a seat. Perhaps have a meal with me." You see the dining table with plates, fruits, a roasted chicken in the middle of it, glasses of wine, glasses filled with wine.
Well, I, for one, am famished. I don't know about you two.
I'm not actually hungry, but I will certainly have a seat with you.
Oh, we shan't be rude, you know?
Very good. Isn't there one more of you unaccounted for?
I don't really recall. I mean, we came in a group, but we were sort of loosely together. I think this is us, isn't it?
That's not what Harkin said, but okay.
Harkin? Who's Harkin?
Never mind. Come, let's have a meal. And he sits down. He says, before we get to business, let me ask you this. And he looks at you, Greyhide. And he says, what are you doing in the city? What is your goal here? You don't seem like the regular commoner. And he's drinking more wine. And he seems to be somewhat drunk.
Well, I'm a paladin and very early in my adventuring career, and I figured what better place than Waterdeep to ply my trade, because there's corruption, there's also opportunity here, so I'm here exploring.
You see him kind of nod off a little bit. Oh, yes. Very noble of you. What about you, Fitz? What are you doing in the city?
And I have a little bit of a start, and I say, how do you know my name?
Oh, I get much information. But let's not talk about that right now. We can talk about business later. What are you doing in the city? Just tell me, what are your goals? When you wake up tomorrow, you think, I'm going to accomplish this?
Well, frankly, I came with a caravan full of textiles, which my aim was to sell to merchants in the city, and that caravan was attacked. So at this moment, I am looking for information as to why my caravan was attacked.
Perhaps I can help you with that.
Well, I should certainly hope so.
Yes, of course, he says. Not at you, just randomly says that.
Hello?
Perhaps after we finish eating a little bit. And he says, pardon me. And he pours himself another glass of wine and starts eating at this chicken. And he says, I really thought there was one more of you. Are you sure it's just you two?
Oh, well, I pay Greyhide to walk me. Oh, wait, they see through that, don't they?
You can roll a deception on that if you want.
Yes.
Not if you want. You can roll a deception on that. I should have had you roll it when you first mentioned that.
I'm going to roll a deception, and I'm going to say, and I've got a 15 plus 6. I've got a 21, and I'm going to say, yes. Well, it's just Greyhide and I. You know, when I was convalescing after the caravan incident, he helped me get back on my feet. But he's very friendly. He knows lots of locals, so you probably saw him chatting with one of his many friends, as he does.
I have a lot of friends in this city.
Yes,
But they go about their own business. We're
He's
not
very
part of
charming.
any group.
Ah, very good. Well, you don't seem too much like the threatening type. I am the captain of this ship, but I am not the captain of, mind blank, of the Sea Maiden's Fair. That is the captain of the overall captain of all 3 ships. That is Captain Zord.
Yes.
But I can take him to him if you would like.
Well, I'm curious about that first. Does Captain Zord want to kill me? Because he sent someone to watch our house the other night. He attacked my caravan and left me for dead. Should I really be meeting with someone who continually tries to murder me?
That's a good question, yeah.
If Captain Zord wanted you dead, you would most likely be dead.
Well, that's comforting.
But you said you might have some information about this caravan. A moment ago, you said you might be able to help us with that. How could you help us with that information?
By giving you an audience with Captain Zord.
Well, I'll take it.
Well, I guess that's what do you say, Fitz? Let's headlong to the Zord, I guess. All right, take us to the captain. I'm going to grab a drumstick from the chicken that he already ate from, so I know that it's not tampered with. But I'll take a healthy drumstick from that, and I'll
He says, "Yes, manners are good, but so is a healthy appetite." And
I'll chug some wine too.
He finishes his wine as well.
Glug 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 glug. I'll have some wine too.
And he goes to the front. He opens the door, and that same guy is still there waiting. And he says, "Take him to." There's just so much to keep track of. Take him to the eye catcher.
The eye catcher. The heartbreak of the Hellraiser and the eye catcher.
Captain Zord is waiting for him. He sent me a message.
Splendid. We're about to
And
get
so-
on a rope.
Yep, the crew, the other crew member that was up near the wheel comes down, and both of them go over to a rowboat and get ready to lower it into the sea. And they do the gesture and offer you to get onto the rowboat. This will take you to the other ship.
How do we get Alpha?
I come running.
Thank you.
come running behind. And
Oh, yes, I chatted with this lady. Yes.
I'm sorry. It's my first day on the job. I'm supposed to be on that ship over there. Do you terribly mind if I jump in with you guys?
Come on, join us.
The crew looks at you. The crew looks at you, and the captain from across the way, he says, "Oh, there's the third one. I knew there was another one unaccounted for. I recognize you."
This is the one you were
Another one?
talking about. Yeah. That's we know her, but
Another,
not together,
another what?
but we know.
Sorry,
One crew member
yeah,
looks
okay.
confused at you, Alpha, and says,
Another-
"There's. I don't think anyone works on the other ship that looks like you."
No, this is my first day.
No, I mean they don't look like your type.
female or human?
I was just
Yes.
hired to clean the ship.
I don't think so. And the captain behind says, "Just take her. She's part of their crew." Or sorry, just take her. She's part of a crew. I saw her earlier with, we were reported with someone who looked like her that was following them.
I'm going to smile sheepishly and say, "Thank you, Captain," because clearly we can't lie to these people. They've been watching us for far too much time. Damn.
Know them.
All right. I'm going to do a perception check to see if Zenokobi's on the boat and can see
On the
if-
rowboat? Or you look
no.
around, you don't see Zenokobi anywhere. You can do a perception check to see if you can get more.
I've got a 12.
Oh, I keep closing that thing so it doesn't show up on the stream. There we go. Yeah, you don't see Zenokobi anywhere.
Well, let's get on the boat then. All right.
On the count of 3, 1, 2, 3. Row, row, row your boat gently down the stream. Fitz,
Why not?
merrily,
Merrily,
we sort of stagger it. We sing it, and it's really beautiful if we do it properly. But,
Oh my god.
Yeah,
How long
you go across the sea. It takes a while. The two crew members are one of them's rowing the boat slowly towards the other ship out in the distance. That's not the right one. Sorry. Slowly towards in the distance, going towards the eye catcher. As you get close to the eye catcher, you can see that it is definitely similar. Is definitely similar to the other two boats that you were just at. Similar shape.
Yeah.
You see up on the eye catcher, there's two crew members on the deck preparing to let down two ropes to lift the rowboat back up to the side of the boat.
if we're in a pinch, can either of you swim?
Oh, do we still have the pigskin balloon? Are we still holding on to that?
I
Maybe
still have that. That's a flotation device. It absolutely is.
Sure.
I still have it.
I'm
So
not a great swimmer.
everybody can pretty much swim to some degree. It'll probably be an athletics check to see how fast or slow you go about it, or if you have issues going over a long distance.
But I have an inflated.
You're
pig
the one
fly.
who has a disadvantage at this because you're wearing very heavy armor. You tend to sink.
At least you
Yeah.
have the balloon.
I
But
do have
the
a
balloon
balloon
might help.
which nullifies my armor. So that's yeah.
Well, we don't have Zenokobi. We're on a ship in the middle of the ocean, surrounded by pirates who seem to know everything about us. I think we just have to be honest and throw ourselves on their mercy, because I think otherwise we're going to die.
Yes.
I'm just
Well, we
hired
seize
to clean
control
the
of this ship. Sorry, go on, Alpha.
I'm just hired to clean the ship. I don't know anything.
Keep into that role.
No, they saw
Look,
right through that.
they
right?
know we're together. We're all invited on the ship. We don't have to pretend that we're crew anymore. We're in. The captain. We're in. The captain loves us.
You want me to join your crew?
Yes, we're.
So we
we're
might lose
joining
Alpha
the
to
crew.
working on the ship after this.
Well,
She
this
takes
could be
the
a beautiful
employment
life for
opportunity.
her. You never know. You never know. You might like it in the sea.
It's probably lucrative.
Yes. I never fancied myself a seaman, but I'm happy to visit it anyway. So
The ship is waiting for you. It lowers the ropes. The boat starts to go up. Alpha and Greyhide would both notice. Unfortunately, Fitz isn't the most observant, but Alpha and Greyhide would both notice that this ship actually does have what seem to be flaps, wooden flaps, where you could have cannons potentially rolled up and shot through them if you had to do that for whatever reason.
It's a warship.
And when you get to the deck,
swashbuckling, I have a feeling.
yeah, and when you get to the deck of this ship, it is very much business. There's no fare. There's nothing like that. You see scrubbing, watching. You see training. You look over
Swabbing
on
of
the
deck.
middle section of the deck. You see two figures that seem to be fighting with rapiers, and Fitz, you recognize one of them. It was the once woman, now man, is sparring with another male,
Oh, look, it's our friend from my...
and they are drow.
Ha! I knew it.
And is Fitz still a drow?
You look over at Fitz, and as he got further, I should have said this. As you were leaving the other two ships, you looked like your old human self again, because you still have the ring on, and now you look like your old human self again this whole time.
Okay.
Interesting.
Well, that is interesting. I'm gonna maybe
doesn't
take
seem
my
to matter
ring off.
too much.
Okay, now you look like
I mean, they
Fitz.
seem to know who I am, really. Like, they called me
Yeah.
Fitz, you know. Even the low-level captain of the one ship knows my real name. So obviously I'm clearly not deceiving anyone here. All right.
Okay, So, yeah, you recognize the two people dueling off there. Seems to be training. You recognize one of them as being the person you saw last night. But the crew members will actually lead you through some doors and down some stairs into the hold.
Can I wave? I guess he's too busy training. He's not going to see me wave and say, "Hello again, fellow that I dreamed of."
You do that, and you see him turn to you. You still kind of see the mannerisms of him is still very much female in some ways. In some ways, it's not. It's a very strange thing. But he turns to you and gives you a look. And at that moment, right across the face, with the side of a rapier. And then he goes back and attacks the other person.
Sorry, that was on me.
You say that as you descend.
Wait, so Phipps, do you know this guy?
He was in my dream, but he's also the fellow who was watching us last night. Remember last night there was the dark elf?
What dream?
What dream? Oh.
Oh, that's right. We don't know that dream.
This one time, I had a dream where my goddess showed me a bunch of ancient dark elves, and one of them was being whipped as a woman, and then was a man who was whipping someone else, and now is a man over there, and it's him. I'm a little confused as well. I just know he was in my dream.
Not
worth a mention.
It's the one in the cage was a man originally, and you're being tortured with a tentacle rod by someone called Mistress Banray. And then later you had another vision within the same dream where you were a woman in the cage, and that man who was previously in the cage before was whipping the woman in the cage.
Right.
So were you following a dream or a vision?
It was sort of a vision within the dream, but he was. That's just
a drizzen.
A drism. Ugh. That's anecdotal. The point is, he's the one who was watching our house last night, who we tried to attack, and then he walked on the air and ran away on a rope.
Yes, he floated up very beautifully and gracefully up the side of a building. It was really quite breathtaking to behold.
Actually, I was quite impressed as well.
Yeah.
So you go.
You were watching creepy. You were tackling creepy bastard at this point. That's why you didn't remember it, Alpha.
Creepy bastard.
So you were led down and some stairs into the hold, and then take a turn and continue down another flight of stairs to continue deeper into the ship. Alpha, before you turn, you notice a red eye in the darkness of the hold against the wall somewhere, and then another little red eye, and then another, and suddenly there's like 10 red eyes all in one little space that you notice.
Oh, maybe they're rats that you can communicate with. Squirrels.
They're too high in the air to be on the ground.
Is that a spider?
How high up do I see these?
So as you're going down these stairs and you're in the middle hold, you see it off in the corner somewhere that's very dark. All you can see is the slightly glowing eyes. And they're about 3 to 4 feet off the ground.
Guys.
Yeah?
Who's the closest to me?
That would be Greyhide.
Okay, so Greyhide, I grab him. Greyhide, we're being watched. We're being watched.
She can point it out, and you'll see the little red eyes looking too. And then you look around a bit more, and you see another set of 10 red eyes looking at you from another corner.
Can I suspect it's a spider. Can I do a perception check specifically to see if it's a spider with my dark vision?
You can do a knowledge nature.
Ah.
My hand goes to just on my short swords.
It does look like a spider eyes. Like you might think if there was like a giant spider, how it would look.
I knew it. I think the Spider Queen is in this ship, watching us.
What?
Don't like the idea of being on a ship with lots of little spiders.
The spider what?
The Dark Elves down under worship this evil.
The crew says, "What's the holdup? Come on, we have to go this way."
I'm sorry, do you know you have spiders? Were you aware of this? You have a spider problem. Were you aware of that?
Yes, they guard the cargo. Let's go.
Great. That's
well, let's get out of here. I'd rather not deal with the spiders any longer than we have to. Thank you for guarding the cargo, filthy 8-legged bastards.
You see a lot of little leg movement as it backs up a bit.
Disgusting.
You go down the next flight of stairs into the bottom hold. Finally, when you make it to the lower hold, which is pretty brightly lit somehow, probably through magic of some source, because you can't really place the source, like an ambient light. You see Captain Zord leaning against a support beam, with wearing nothing except a towel and a rapier tucked underneath the towel.
I'd be quite aroused if I wasn't angry.
Next to him is another slender man, tan skin with a slight underbite and stubble on his chin, and is also wearing a towel around his waist and not much else other than a necklace with 2 platinum dice hanging down from his neck.
I'm sorry, are we interrupting something? Because I'm feeling overdressed.
Zord says, "You are overdressed. Would you like to come into the sauna? We have a sauna on ship. I stopped by this gnome campment, and they made many things for me. But one of those things is a sauna."
I mean, I'm kind of tempted. What do you guys think? I really love saunas.
I could go for a steam, absolutely. But are there any spiders in and around the sauna?
No. You saw the spiders up top. They just guard the hold.
Vengeance first.
Well, I'd say we join them.
No, let's chat first, and then sauna after. Just to get our bearings. Captain Zord.
I don't want to go to sauna.
But Alpha, why not? It's your. I mean, it's not anything.
You look around a bit, Alpha, and Zord goes, "Is it your birthday?"
What? Why does everybody keep...
There's a sign on your back that says it's your birthday. You see the sign.
You've been carrying that for the last hour. It's been phenomenal.
Happy birthday, Alpha!
Happy birthday, Alpha!
You don't like it?
Zord says, "I think we can work together."
Really? Because, okay, Zord, you left me.
No sauna?
Later. Let's rain check the sauna.
Okay. Let's just get everything out in the open, shall we?
Yes.
Yes,
please.
I attacked your caravan that you were on.
What?
What?
Why?
Yes. Because I knew there was a certain ulterior motive to it. I knew that... 1 second, sorry. I knew that... Jalel was trying to send a message to the Underdark to spoil my plans.
Oh. What were your plans that he was trying to spoil?
Now that's for me to know. I can't lay out everything.
Fitz, did you know anything about this message?
Well...
I'm gonna roll an insight.
Go for it.
Guy. 14.
A 14, you know that you don't see any tells like he's particularly lying. You're sure this guy's good at lying, however. And you can tell a good liar because they only tell you the truth and they let the lie be what they left out.
Am I? So, my father is a good man. And he gave me a missive to send, and so I figured I'd send the missive. I didn't realize...
Jalel is a fool, and he should have... Never mind. Some things are kept personal.
I just got a feeling. Can I just do a divine sense? I just want to detect if there's any... I want to detect good and evil, and see if there's anything evil or any, sort of magic. Just do a general divine sense around me, just because... We're in a precarious situation. I want to know if there's anything to be concerned
This
about.
will be seen obvious.
Oh, really?
If you're okay with that.
Yes, I'll do it.
Okay.
And then, it might reveal us or whatever. I'll just do it.
The moment you start doing it, the mage lifts his... sorry, I gave it away. The other man, Slender Man, lifts his hand, and Zord says, No. Let it happen. And you do it, and you don't sense any undead celestials or any on the list there. You also don't get any sense of pure evil or anything like that. It won't. If someone's just like, if there was a bad politician, it wouldn't really point then, like, oh, that guy's evil. But if there was like a lich lord, right, who just is there, like obviously evil, it would find something like that. And you don't find anything like that.
Okay.
So I just kind of go directly to him. What do you want? And why are you following us?
First, let me tell you a little bit about myself. And you see him change completely into a different person. Now a drow. He has a brown hat, similar to what he had as Zord, but it's actually just like a leather hat now. He still just has the rapier, and he has an eye patch over one eye. And he's actually a quite good-looking drow, for a drow anyways. And drow are generally good-looking. This guy's like good-looking for that, even on top of that. And he says,
I am unimpressed.
And he says,
I'm a little impressed.
My name is Jarlaxle Baronray. And you notice this is the guy, the first guy in the cage in your vision.
Oh, wow.
And the second guy who is torturing the woman.
I've had visions of you in a cage. I just sort of blurt that out because it's just... I've had visions of you in a cage. Sorry. That's a thing.
That I have been in a cage in my life? That's very strange.
Specifically, that you were in a cage being tortured with a tentacle whip. And that later you were torturing someone else with a similar implement, who was a woman, somewhere in the Underdark?
He looks very bewildered. Not scared, not too upset, just bewildered. Like, you get the WTF look from him. And
I'm giving the WTF
it's not really much of an icebreaker.
Sorry, I had a vision the other... Carry on, don't let me interrupt you. You were in my vision. Sorry.
I repeat, what do you want from us, and why are you following us?
No, he's telling us about himself. Alpha,
he doesn't take his eyes off of Fitz after what he says. And he seems to almost reconsider something in his head.
Maybe I shouldn't have revealed that.
And he says, you may have heard about Neverember's gold.
You're not the first person to mention it to us, actually.
What do you know about Neverember's gold?
I know it is connected with the Stone of Galore. And he's starting to get back his composure. That really kind of shocked him, what you said. But as he starts talking about this other things, he gets back his composure a little bit. And he says, yes, the Stone of Galore, if we can find it, it will locate where the dragon keeps his gold. Sorry, I said it backwards. Where Neverember keeps his dragons. It's very confusing because gold is actually called dragons in Waterdeep.
Ah.
Ha.
Uh-huh.
Can you tell us a bit more about yourself? I'm sorry for interrupting you. You were on a roll. Are you a pirate from the Underdark, from Luskan, or from Luskan from what?
I haven't been to the Underdark in many years.
Sure.
And I want nothing to do with it.
Well, that's good. See, you and my father are on the same page. The two of you should be friends.
Why are you following us?
Yeah, what Alpha says. You still haven't answered us.
Because you're interesting. You survived the attack I did on your caravan. I did not expect that. I don't know how it happened. And then you walk in with wearing one of the implements of the people I sent to do the deed. You look around and get many leads back to here. It made me interested in you. And now I have another offer.
Uh-huh.
I roll an insight on all this, make sure.
Roll an insight.
13.
Let me see something. Actually, you noticed there was a bit of a tell. His way of talking was definitely a little different when he said he wants nothing to do with the Underdark. But the rest of it seems on the up and up.
Tell us about this offer. What do you want to do with us?
You help me get this gold for Neverember. I have important purposes for it that you don't need to know about right now, and I will give you a share of it. I will give you 10% of it. That's 25,000 gold.
What is it that you want with the Underdark?
I don't want anything to do with the Underdark.
Don't lie. I insist.
If I were lying, it's my business.
My mic cut out. What did he say?
Oh, sorry. He said, if I were lying, it's my business.
Not if you want our help.
No, you're going to help me no matter what. That's the fun part.
You're not the only one looking for Neverember.
Are you threatening us?
Oh, this isn't a threat to you. Lorath, show them. And Lorath starts casting a spell. He's not doing it towards you. He turns to the side slightly and casts a spell. And while he's doing it, Jarlaxle says, "This would have been so much nicer in the sauna." The guy named Lorath finishes casting this spell, and a big area of illusion appears there, showing a scene that's happening. You see, first thing you notice is that the whole scene is underwater of some sort. You see a cage underwater. Parts of it actually look probably a little familiar to Fitz. In that cage, you see Xenokobi with some type of contraption around her mouth with bubbles coming out. After a moment, you see a shape go by that cage. Maybe a shark. Another shape, definitely a shark. Another shape going by. And he says, at a snap of a finger, well, Lorath's finger, or any of my other captains for that matter, the whole bottom of that cage will fall out. Now, Lorath is a gambling man. If you ask me, he's a little demented. And he placed a bet. He says she would only last 6 seconds. I think she's pretty crafty. I'd give her 10.
She would last at least 14, you horrible, horrible fiends.
You see, this is why I like you. We can work together.
Can I quickly grab my short sword and fling it at the mage guy?
You're going to sling the short sword at the mage? Yep. Roll a... what would that be? This is... You're just throwing your short sword, right? So...
Yeah, would that be like athletics? See how fast I can draw before he reacts, kind of thing, or?
No, it'd just be just roll a dexterity check. You're not really proficient in throwing swords because they're not really even made to be thrown. So it'd just be like a straight dexterity check.
22.
Wow.
Whoa.
You throw the sword, and it's dead on. Somehow you got it. It's going right, twirling through the air. The mage sees it and just kind of lifts his hand, and this arcane wall barrier appears as the sword gets deflected off with a blue splash of light and clangs to the ground somewhere in the ship. Jarlaxle speaks up and says, "None of that now. This isn't going to go well for you."
We can't help them.
Well, one thing I say is 10% is out of the question. If we're going to help you, we're going to be partners. I say 50%. What do you guys say? 50% of the 25,000, and then we can talk. What happened to Alpha?
Do we want to take a quick 5-minute break? Actually, I hear your dog whining. I don't know if it needs something.
Sorry about that.
No? Okay.
He's stuck.
Oh, okay.
Stuck in the balloons.
Listen, I think we've got our backs to the wall, and
yes.
Darn it, I think we also have an opportunity to make a lot of money. So I say we try and work with these people, but we need to negotiate better than 10%.
We can't be looking for Neverember's gold. kind of emotionally blurt that out.
Alpha,
Why not?
Alpha.
What's
I think we have to say that we're going
You
to.
already know why.
No, we know. You've got to remember. Her red wizard wants her to look for Neverember's gold as well, right?
And then we can grab it, and then we can kill the wizard too.
What are you
Can we?
whispering about over there?
We're talking about killing some wizard. Shut up.
Well,
He laughs, actually. He just laughs. And says,
see,
he'll say,
like-
give them some of their space. Let them talk.
I'm going to say, you see, Jalaxiel, in addition to 5% not being enough, there's also the fact that we have other people who want the gold as well. So if we get the gold, you might have to help us fight the people who want to take it from us so that you can have it.
The whole damn city wants the gold. That much is obvious. We can provide help if you work with us. If you work with the Burgundy Dirch, we will help you out in different ways. We have connections, we have money, and we even have some direct help.
Give back Zenakobi first, because we need her to get
That's
the
not
gold.
happening. This is called collateral. I'm sure you know how this works when you make a negotiation. If you give all your beans before you even start, what's the point?
Well, he's got me there. I only had one plan. That was it.
Well,
Don't worry, she won't be staying in water the whole time. We'll keep her unconscious most of the time. She will be in my ship, but whenever you get close, she will go right back down there.
You better not harm her.
Does she look harmed?
Well, she's underwater surrounded by sharks. I mean, I think that's relative.
Potential harm is not harm.
You will not be getting my cooperation.
well,
What about the other two of you?
I think we're in a bit of a conundrum. I mean, Alpha's here just to work on the ship, as far as I know. She's not even really with us. But Fitz and I, what do you say? I mean, if we can get their protection, if we get this Neverember's gold, and they protect us, but I say we need to get better than 10%.
Alpha,
I say
listen,
50%.
I mean, Alpha,
50%.
I think if we
Sorry,
say
give me-
we're going to, if we get the gold, then he can help us kill the Red Wizard.
No, we can't. Sorry, guys, give me. Give me one
I assume
moment.
you guys are whispering and he's not actually part of this conversation. So everything you say, he's not hearing right now. He actually gave you your room to talk.
Sure, for this part, yes. Alpha, let's just look. The three of us against a Red Wizard, not likely. The three of us in a group of pirates, some of which, based on my vision dreams, have been around for thousands of years, might have a better shot against the
I
Red
don't think
Wizard.
we can trust him any more than we can trust those red wizard guys.
What if we say this? 10%. We'll say we want more than 10%, and then we'll say, okay, we'll take 10% as long as he helps us kill the Red Wizard once the gold is found.
And what's 10% of what? Like, what's not a number?
I
Of
don't know.
25,000.
A lot of gold.
If he didn't mention it, did he mention it?
I heard the number
You
25,000
hear,
at one
you
point.
hear, you hear him. Oh, by the way, the amount of the gold is 500,000.
Ah,
I mean, look,
well, that 10% of
gold.
500,000 is 50,000 gold. That's
Mm,
pretty
he
good.
said 5% though.
He said
5%.
5%. Well, then,
25,000.
I'd also
oh,
say
so
10.
25,000 is our share. That's pretty good.
5,000 gold apiece, that's fine. The point is, Alpha...
Wait a minute, guys. He needs us.
Sure.
We can ask. I think we can ask for more than 5%, is what Alpha's saying. But I also think we need a guarantee that he will back us up against this wizard. Like, do you know this wizard's name? We could even put a hit on him.
No. Don't. We can't. No. We're trying to stay inconspicuous. That's why I got this.
I'm not trying to stay inconspicuous. Oh, that's right, because we have that thing on you. Yes.
So, Alpha, why don't
Well,
I think this is what.
we need more money, that's for sure. And
I mean, we could always
I
go
don't
back to
think-
my parents' estate if we really need money and just live on my parents' farm.
I don't
Spend
think
it.
we can trust. I don't think we can trust him, but we need to be sure that you're protected. Because there's more. This is your. They were after you.
Well,
I say we go headlong into danger. There's never any guarantees in this game. So I think there's
life.
I think there's going to be peril one way if we turn if we turn these people down. They'll probably put us at the bottom of the sea with
Well,
that
they have
Xena girl.
I mean, Alpha, they have Xenokobi, so let's just use this to our advantage
Ooh.
and say, hey, help
Oh,
us
yeah,
kill the
sure.
Red Wizard. I'm not worried because
We're not.
I'm-
Let's not bring. Let's
They
not
only
bring
want-
up let's not bring him up in this.
All
Let's
right,
at least try to get more money, and if
if we get this money, then we'll have more options. But
well, if he
getting the
double
money
crosses
itself
us,
will be
I don't think
quite
we
a
can trust
challenge.
him. So we might have to call upon our other guilds. But for now, only accept if we can get more money.
He comes towards you, and he says, "I am an excellent judge of character, and I can tell you've come to a decision, I think. So,"
50%.
he
You're
smiles and says, "I need more gold than that. I will give you 10%. That's 50,000 gold, more than 50 people make in a lifetime."
Nope.
I'd say
That's not enough.
15%.
I will not accept for 15.
How about
I'm not going lower than 30.
15? No. How about we go 15? Fine, but I will give you 1,000 now.
I mean, that would probably help us get the equipment to figure it out. I mean,
1,000 gold is a lot of gold.
we could renovate the bar.
We don't know. We don't know. We're going off too little information. I don't trust you.
We have
Yeah,
very
we
little
knew that
information too.
already. I say we take the deal. I vote
I
we
will.
take this deal. 1,000 up front and 15% of Never Ember's gold.
I'm not taking this deal.
Fitz, how about you?
He
Well-
won't get my help.
Alpha, what? I'm gonna whisper again. Alpha, what is it that you need to make this work for you?
30%.
30? How about
Can I
20?
roll some kind of persuasion on him?
Yeah, you can try to persuade him. Sorry, I should have thought about that before.
25.
Wow. He says, "I will do 30, but there will be nothing up front."
Look, he has got Xenokobi. I say we just say yes. 30's pretty good. That's a lot of money. I don't care. Let's just...
Fine.
That's what you wanted. You wanted 30.
All right.
Alright,
But any travel expenses are covered.
Oh yes, we'll invoice
Or
them.
anything
Yeah, of course.
anything we might need along our quest is covered.
He smiles. Yes,
we'll
of course.
invoice them for everything. Yeah.
We will give you the small change needed for whatever you need. He gives you a bag that always has 9 copper ready. No, I'm joking.
I hate the rich.
He
That's
he
not-
says, "Very well. Then are we ready for the sauna?"
Oh,
Are
yeah,
you the
I'm
sauna
really...
thing?
Sitting in a sauna with you. I still don't trust you. But you
No.
guys
I don't trust anybody.
Yes, and that's why you always hold all the cards. But I am very curious as to who it was who tortured you, how you escaped from the Underdark, and which goddess you are aligned with, Captain.
I am not aligned with any god or goddess. And what you saw in that dream is none of your business.
Well, apparently
I think there's
somebody thought it was.
just so you know.
Or sorry, I
there's
should
a
say,
little bit more.
I shouldn't have said in that dream, because you never told him it was a dream, I don't think, did you? Or I guess you did tell him it's a dream. Sorry.
Yeah, no, that works. I blurted it out.
Yeah. Sorry, Alpha. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, just so you know, there's more that Fitz knows that he's not telling you about all this. Just to like stem a little bit more doubt. And a little
Is
bit
that a persuasion or a deception on your part?
That would be, I suppose, persuasion.
All right, you can roll
I
it.
want to make him believe. Damn.
So Alpha says this, and Fitz goes, yeah. Oh, very much so, yes, okay. Yep.
Very well. Maybe you'll share this information at some point in our dealings?
So I have one last question, Relaxiel, whatever you call yourself.
Jarlaxle Baronray.
Yeah,
Which, by the way, you do recognize that last name. The matron Baron Ray was the one torturing him in your vision.
Oh my god.
Mother, perhaps?
Yeah, I have two more questions.
Hopefully they're about the gold.
Question 1. Did someone else pay you to attack the caravan? Were you in league with any sort of a rival merchant, or was literally just because of this message?
It was because of the message.
Strange. Still curious about that. Question number 2. Do you have mommy issues? Because I'm pretty sure that it was your mother torturing you.
His face goes dark. Roll a persuasion to try to get him to answer.
Interesting.
This is a strange conversation, you know? It's a strange thing to bring up in a conversation, Fitz, I have to say. Hey, I had a dream your mommy was torturing you. Do you have mommy issues?
You don't know what you're talking about, but it's not a simple mommy issue. You seem to have annoyed him a bit, and that's why he's blurting it out. It's not a simple mommy issue, as you call it. When your own mother tried to kill you and sacrifice you to a damn spider queen.
Oh! Oh, it's some sort of religious spider ritual. Oh.
Luckily, I was a twin, and they took out the other guy by accident.
Oh.
Wow. Well,
Wow.
I totally sympathize with that. That's pretty messed up. My mother was terrible as well, if that makes you feel any better. I don't know. Didn't try to sacrifice me, though.
Well,
Drows live a very long time. Her day will come.
So what are you hiding on the ship? Or should I say, what are you guarding?
Hiding on the ship.
Yeah, that
Oh,
cargo
there's-
that's being protected.
There are so many things. Let's see. There's items. There's things that let me do certain other things. And, you'd be surprised. You'd be amazed if you found out all the things I was hiding on this ship.
This guy's good. He's hiding a lot of things on the ship.
I don't like him.
Me neither. He killed my best friend and left me for dead, but I don't know.
Also, I'm
We're living
hiding
in
a
the
sauna
past.
behind that door.
They really want us to go into that sauna. And I'm a little bit, I'm a little bit sore in my shoulders. I
At
could
this
really
point-
use a steam.
Forget the sauna. I'm afraid you'll ask me more questions about the Underdark.
Yes, well, as curious as I am, I suppose we should get cracking on finding this dragon, shouldn't we?
Very good. The crew member will take you back. Just walk up the stairs. He's waiting.
Right. What exactly are we looking for? We don't even know where to go.
Never Ember's gold in the Underdark, which
The
is...
Stone of Galore, which is
Not in the Underdark. It's somewhere in the city. I'm sure of it. That's what all the rumors say, anyways.
Well, you
And-
must have some lead.
the Stone of Galore, which
The
belongs.
Stone of Galore is definitely something. You seem to already be friends with Rainier. Maybe he knows something.
By God, you do have an extensive spy network.
What else?
Question is, why does he need our help if he's so connected?
I have.
Because we're,
You may have noticed, very few of us can actually leave the ship without being identified in a certain way. Most of my crew are not up to this sort of task. You tell them to go watch someone, they'll watch them. You tell them to go bash someone, they'll, well, shoot them. But they're not exactly skilled for, let's just say, investigation. It's not their thing. If you do get in a way, let me know. I could potentially give you one of the crew to help you if you need that at some point, if you need some brute force.
We may take you up on that, especially when it comes to killing certain red things later on. Alpha. So, well, that's perfectly reasonable. Thank you.
Red things?
Red thing. Oh, yes, they're all over the place.
Yeah, it's...
He talks too much.
Yes. No need to discuss that.
Well, yes. All right. I think we make our leave. I'm going to give him one last look and say, "I'll see you in my dreams, Captain."
So, what do any of us know anything about the Stone of Galore, or what Never Ember's Gold is? Or...
Before you do that, roll a intimidate, Fitz, because that pretty much was an intimidation.
Well, I almost meant it as a seduction, really, but...
Oh, I took that the wrong way. But so did he.
I've got a 22 on the intimidation roll, so
Yeah.
I really stare into his eyes while I say it. In my dreams.
He looks very annoyed.
Yeah.
Anyways, as they're going away, as you're leaving, he turns to his counterpart there, and he tells him, "I need some rest. Go get Lady Caffiata for me."
That's
the last thing you hear when you go up the stairs.
Oh, wow.
Another crew member takes you, and they'll take you to the ship. And just interrupt me if you want to do anything while this happens. He'll take you into the top of the ship, and there'll be a rowboat ready, the same one that you came in on. And they'll descend you down onto it. And there's just a single crew member now this time. And he rows you to another pier, not the one with the Hellraiser and Heartbreaker, but to a completely different pier that's unoccupied.
Well, I guess my days as a seaman are done for the time being.
We still haven't found out why Luskins were killing elves. This is all still very strange.
Oh! We forgot to ask about the elf killer. Damn, you're right.
There's a lot, guys, here that I don't know.
I mean,
why are they targeting elves? Yeah. So do we have
we
time?
might have a contract with this guy, but he didn't give us a time frame, so
Nope.
just so we know.
this is true as well.
There's other things we can do.
Yes. So, Zenokobi's been kidnapped. The same dragon has gold that... So I think we should go to the opera with Reinhard, what's his name?
Rainier?
You know.
Yeah.
Rainier. Yes, that one. I think we should
Yeah,
go to the opera
he might have a
with him.
lead on the Stone of Galore.
Exactly. Or should we perhaps...
But how
Go
are
to
we
Xanathar.
equipped to get this Stone of Galore if everyone is after it? It's like, the chances of getting this bounty are pretty remote.
I'm not sure we want to get to it, to be honest. But
Well, we got off that
Yeah.
ship. That was the first thing.
I can't believe I'm
Some
going to
of us
say this,
did.
but maybe the opera is not a bad idea.
Yes.
Alfie,
You know what? We should have taken that 1,000 up front, because then at least we'd have some cash, and then we wouldn't even have to go after the. You know what I'm saying? We blew it.
The Fall of Tiamat was the opera.
Oh, how was it?
Well,
Did the fat lady sing at the end?
Don't know.
Lord's Alliance or other friends might have some money for us.
Jalister?
Well, do you know, maybe we can find some odd... Maybe we can go chase scarecrows for you, Greyhide, and grab some cash for that, and use it to...
Really?
I think...
I
Budget
said the
Scarecrow.
opera. I said the opera.
We watched it. It was the something of Tiamat, and it was.
No, you didn't actually. That was just the name on the ticket.
Oh.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Which I still have in my hand.
I'll go to the
So-
opera, absolutely, and then afterwards we can get some haunted scarecrow action going. But we haven't rolled for initiative once this adventure today.
No, we haven't.
Yeah. That's why I'm saying
Well-
haunted scarecrows. But let's go to the opera and maybe kill some opera.
Well, there's the Phantom.
Yes, we can kill the
Didn't-
Phantom of the Opera.
Okay. Should we take a
It did say if you go to the opera, you have to dress nice.
Woo!
I'm a
I'm
paladin. I look fantastic. I'm gleaming.
Greyhide, you're wearing sheepskin under your armor. We need to get you something in silk.
That's true.
I'm always dressed nice.
Well, if we had that $1,000 up front that Alpha turned away, then we could
You're
probably
getting
get decked
Someone
out.
wanted that 1,000 gold.
I did.
Good.
I did. We could have. That's a lot of
30%
breakfast
is
sandwiches.
plenty.
It is, but we have to collect it first, and that's never going to happen.
We can collect if we really need to.
What about that mage in the tower?
The one with the potions?
Maybe she has something.
No, there's
You
nothing.
know, she sent you a psychic message and Xenokobi punched you. Don't remember that?
Oh. Yeah, it sent it to Xenokobi and it sent it to Greyhide. I can find the actual message if you want me to repeat it.
Oh, yes. I got it in my
would
dreams,
Greyhide
but
remember
then
it?
I was punched so that I would forget it or something like that, right?
You were punched to go to
You
sleep.
were punched to the... Yeah, to go back to sleep.
But I do have the message still. I would know it. So, yes.
Yeah, you would know that it was, I am Vaja Safahir, the Blackstaff. Come to the Blackstaff Tower in the castle ward at once. Bring your friends.
Guys, I just remembered something. I had a throbbing headache, and a vision came back to me. Some guys called Blackstaff told me to go visit him in the quarter. No, I forget, some licorice thing.
That was actually, that was the previous day, right? That
Yes.
occurred?
Yes,
Yeah,
right
all of
before
that.
that fellow was watching us.
As you're moving towards wherever you're going, or just standing in the docks figuring out where you're going, Alpha, you'll hear in your head, I am Vaja Safahir, the Blackstaff. Come to the Blackstaff Tower in the castle ward at once. Bring your friends.
Greyhide,
Yes.
is this the message you heard from Vajra Safa here? To go
Yeah, that was the guy. That was the
Blackboard?
guy, yes. Yeah.
Okay, I just heard
Blackboard.
this. I just heard this message in my head.
You hear another message in your head. Yes, and I can hear up to 25 words that you say after I send you the message.
What do you want?
You hear
Supposed to visit him in the Black Quarter.
you hear another message in your head. First you hear a sigh. I can't keep casting this over and over. You'll have to come to the Blackstaff Tower in the castle ward.
Blackstaff Tower. Where's my?
Alpha, what are you doing? What are you alright?
We are-
Okay,
This is for the.
there's-
This is part of the Grey Hands, an elite force that works with the city.
There's a. I think we have to go. There's a. The great.
Go where?
there's an
Well,
elite-
it sounds
there's a
like an
city-
adventure.
A city elite force is summoning us. I don't know if they're connected to the Lord's Alliance, but maybe we should go. Maybe there's money.
You hear one more message. This is the last time I'm going to cast the spell. We are above the Lord's Alliance.
They are above the Lord's Alliance.
Well, that sounds useful.
I wonder if there's going to be food.
Let's go.
Ask him if there's food.
I don't think I can.
Okay.
We can.
And
We've,
Greyhide, I'm
elapsed,
sure
we've ruined our 25 words and we didn't ask for anything to eat, but we should still go.
There's a breakfast sandwich somewhere along the way for you.
Technically, Alpha, you haven't said 25 words yet.
How many words did I say?
Sandwich is 2 words.
Yeah.
I think we should
Okay,
just head
I
out
can
there.
ask one more thing. What should I ask?
And there goes another 5 words.
Is there food? Say, is there food?
These are important things.
I'm
Do
hungry.
you have a job for us? They're not answering.
Roll a persuasion check.
Persuasion.
Using all of his mana, he's tapped out.
8.
It's actually a female voice. I'm just a male, so it's hard for me to do female voices. But
I knew it was female.
Not me.
let's see. Oh, 8. You don't. No reply.
Well,
Well, I'll be
I don't,
honest.
think, I don't think she's gonna answer. Do you want to go to the opera or do you want to go to this tower?
I'm feeling horrible. We went to go find out about my past. The person who murdered my best friend and left me for dead gave us a job instead, and we lost one of our friends who's underwater surrounded by sharks in a cage. I could use
job
a
And we
You
forgot to
insisted
ask
you
the
take-
question that we went there for.
Hey, you got answers.
That's true. We got some answers.
I could use a win. Let's go to this mage tower and kill something.
I want to chop something up too. Yes, maybe there's a gnoll or a troll or a barrow wight, something like that we could kill, or a haunted scarecrow or something.
We're going to the tower.
The tower.
To the tower.
All right.
Towers.
Let's hail a cab. Cabby!
Yeah.
Cab?
To fast forward a little bit, you make it to the castle ward, and it was castle ward, right? Yes, it was. You make it to the castle ward, and you come up to what seems to be the Blackstaff Tower. There's a large stone wall all the way around it, giving it a good 200 feet to the actual tower. When you get close, you see the tower. It's pitch black, almost like it just absorbs light, and with very little reflection, like matte. The carriage drops you off at the gate, and the guard there. Sorry, there's 2 guards there that are sitting outside. They seem to be work for the city, and the gate is open.
I toss 9 coppers to the carriage driver. Ah!
Ah!
Ass. Yeah.
Damn
Well-
paladins!
I'm going to stride towards the gate, give a little wave
Just like
to the
that?
city guards.
They let you in. There's actually because of the time of day, it seems that it's just open. There's a hedge path that's not too high, not blocking your view, just a small hedge path that seems to go in multiple directions to a nice garden type yard, out and about with tables and some gazebos and different things out here. You see groups of people, a lot of them wearing robes, sitting down, talking or taking notes of different sorts. When you walk up to the tower, it gets a bit busier with people walking around. The tower itself has these giant doors that look almost like they're 3 stories wide, 3 stories tall, and very wide. But you can walk up to the door. They have it's a wooden door with metal slats, black metal slats going up and down it. You pull on the handle and it actually opens easily. It's a very strange feeling to have a giant door that opens so easily.
Guys, look how strong I am.
That's pretty impressive. Nicely done.
You walk into what seems to be the tower itself is very circular, as you might imagine a mage tower would be. But when you walk into it, you see it's like a giant marble hall. The ground seems to be marble. You have 2 staircases going up around the edges of it, leading to another floor up ahead. There's pictures all around the sides of the walls. It looks like pictures of battles. You see people looking at the pictures, walking around. A woman with glasses comes up. She's a halfling woman with glasses comes up. She's holding a book, looking pretty official, and says, "Excuse me, can I help you with anything?"
We were invited.
I just
Who were you invited
asked
by?
the guy's name. By who?
She.
Oh.
Vajra Safa here.
Samaro.
You guys made me say it 10 times. Come on. No, I'm joking. Vajra Safa here.
Vajra Safahaharaha.
Suffer here, yeah.
Yeah.
Vajra Suffer here, yeah.
Mage of Black Tower.
Okay, wait here. And she scurries up the stairs.
Oh. That was easy.
It was
Um,
efficient.
About 15 minutes later, she'll come back down and says, "You can follow me." And she heads back up the stairs.
All right.
Hey,
I
follow
follow
along.
her.
All right. You go up multiple levels. This this whole place seems to have lots of library-type locations with books, bookshelves and books, with tables strewn out with many books all over the place, people studying, doing different things. Some of the people you notice have what seems to be more official garb, like they actually work for Waterdeep. You see a lot of the orange and green color on them. But as you go up and up and up, you finally get, after about 6 stories up, each room up until now has been basically the same, with the stairs going up both sides into the next level. This time, you get up and it seems to turn into what seems like offices almost, where you go into a nice hallway with red carpet and nice wooden walls between different rooms. And she walks you around a bit to a more central room in the whole floor. And there's a pretty big door, ornate door there. And she pulls it open and says, "In you go."
Wow, this lady's in the center office. She must be very important.
After you, Fitz.
Yes, of course. I flounce into the room. A little flourish.
You walk in. The room itself seems pretty practical, but lots of books. There's bookshelves everywhere. There's books all over, piled on the desk. There's a chair that's unoccupied behind the desk. There's some type of nice cushioned chair over on the side with a little side table with it. Next to the table with all the books, you see a woman, dark skin, but not like a drow, like from Africa or something like that if it was the real world. And then, so dark skin, black hair. She looks pretty young. She's human. You imagine maybe in 30s. Has a very nice, what seems to be like some type of well-made silk-like clothes covering her whole body, going down to about her waist, and then some very exquisite leggings with some leather boots that go knee-high. She's holding a book on her side, and she has this staff that's pure black with the beak of a bird at the top of it.
That gives me Kinku
She makes quite the impression.
She's standing there. She puts the book down and says, "It only took me 6 message spells to finally get you here."
Well,
and I'm going to
we skipped the opera to come visit you, you know.
I'm going to say, "Don't worry, madam. We are worth the wait. Do you?"
Sorry if we don't listen to voices in our head without any caution.
Yes, I suppose it's not a daily occurrence. Anyways, let's just get to business. I know Rainier personally. God dang it, Cat. Really?
I
Rainier!
see she has a familiar. Yes.
He hit the mic out too. When I'm working, he'll sometimes hit my mic and just poof, right into my mouth. It's not pleasant. I know Rainier very well. We are on friendly terms, and he told me about you. I inquired a bit more. He just said in passing, and after inquiring a bit more, you seem like very useful people. I've also heard from Jailister that you've been working with the Lord's Alliance, and I thought that perhaps you're looking to move up a bit and within the city's stature, and you could work and possibly become one of the Grey Hands.
And what exactly are these Grey Hands? Because, you know, we have a Grey hide with healing hands. So
I was going to say.
No relation. This is simply an elite force of, let's say, if something is beyond the local police, or I shouldn't say police, if something is beyond the local watch, it's up to us to take care of it. I send people out on special assignments.
I'm guessing, though, you have a specific idea for us.
We've run afoul
Not
of
just
a
casual
number of
summon.
unsavory people who've made requests of us, so we're a little bit wary of
well, despite the
New
fact
Charity.
that you did help Rainier, you've also kept kind of a low profile, I've noticed, and that is great. And yes, indeed, we have many things that need to be done. if you agree to become part of the Greyhands, then I will give you some assignments that you could help out with. It comes with pay and other type things.
I'm going to lean in and say, do you know, Alpha? A bunch of mages would be very useful to have when combating some kind of red magical entity.
I think we should join.
I think we should join. Graham,
That was
do you
the
think we
easiest
should join?
ever.
I say we should not join. I'm going to be the one holdout this time. For no other reason but obstinacy. No, I say we should join as well. Because these are a lot more this is more trustworthy than being, kept on a boat and threatened with, drownation. So, yes, let's join. And plus, we trust Rainier. Rainier's a good fellow.
Rainier's a good fellow. I like him very much.
Me too, very much.
He's a gentleman. He picked my dagger out of literal feces.
Feces?
Twice.
Kobold feces, yes.
Kobold, well.
There must be something specific, though, that you want now.
Well, if you're up for it, I can give you a couple of assignments.
Just no sewer assignments. I don't like the smell. No more sewer poo. But yes, go ahead.
What is the, let's say, benefit package that comes signing up?
Classic Alpha.
There are, of course, some benefits. Every assignment will come with some type of pay. On top of that, if you get in trouble with the law, no one can help you as well as the Greyhands can help you, as long as you're not actually doing things that let's just say I wouldn't agree with.
Oh, perish the thought we're not lawless vagabonds.
Signing bonus?
I'm going to lean in.
If you do a couple of missions as well,
Alpha.
I will even, for whatever reason, possibly if it's in your interest, I can give you an audience with the Open Lord.
Ooh.
Who is the Open Lord?
Would I know who the Open Lord is?
I mean,
probably. So after Neverember was kicked out, the Open Lord fell to someone else. Does that answer it?
Yes, pretty much.
Sorry. You guys, this mission are going through all my notes, and they're everywhere.
We're thorough. We ask a lot of. We don't fight. We ask questions and we re-ask them. Sometimes we have to ask them 3 times because we didn't get it the first time or didn't write it down.
D&D detective version.
Yeah.
No, that's perfectly fine. Perfectly fine, not perfectly fine. The Open Lord is Lariel Silverhand. She recently took over after Neverember left. She is the late wife of the Open Lord before Neverember, which apparently lived for hundreds of years, even though he's a human. And L'Oreal herself has been living for hundreds of years as well.
Wow.
As a human.
I would like to ask her a question.
The mage or the silver lady?
The lady we're talking to.
L'Oreal Silverhand has. The one you're talking to, you don't know. First you ever heard of her.
What's her name again? Sorry.
Vajra Safahir.
Vajra.
So Miss Safa here.
I'm going to start writing these things down.
Through our many quests in this city, we keep hearing of Neverember's gold and people are ready to find it. What can you tell? What can you tell us about it, and why is it so sought after?
Well, as far as I know, it is sought after simply because it is a lot of money. It is true that the Open Lord Neverember was kicked out by the other closed lords of Waterdeep, and because of him embezzling money, and it is suspected that is in the city. I don't know too much about it, but this is definitely on my radar, and I can inform you. If you help us find it, there will even be a finder's fee. Of course, I can't give too much because we work for the city, and that would be unethical for me to let you keep money that was embezzled and belonged to someone else. But
yes.
But I can, the moment I get any information on it, I can pass it on to you. I've heard rumors of a stone of galore that somehow can tell you where it is, which sounds ridiculous to me.
What do you know? What the stone of galore is?
If I had to guess, this is me speculating, I would say some type of sentient item that can tell you things.
Oh, some sort of.
It's the only thing that makes sense to me as a stone.
Huh. So it's like an oracle or a
Interesting.
bauble.
Like a homunculus rock that.
Could Neverember's gold be a little bit more than just gold? There are some people who are after it that I don't think their motive is.
Who is after it that you've run into?
Well, pirates. I think they just want it because it's treasure. It's literally just a giant treasure trove, and that's why everyone is seeking.
Well, there will always be pirates trying to loot things. That is for sure.
We have some inside information that the Red Wizards of Thay may be after it, and they're not.
The Red Wizards of Thay, they've been spotted in the city recently. Those wizards are very annoying. They don't break any laws when they're within the city.
They sound very clever.
I do know that there was a faction of Red Wizards that left Thay because they did not like the leadership of how Thay was run. As you know, well, as you might not know, Thay is a mageocracy. It's ruled by 5 different mages, each of them specializing in a different thing. The main leader who really rules over all of them is a necromancy specialist, and he is in fact, as far as I've heard, a lich, and he has an entire undead army to protect him. So as I believe the ones that left are unhappy with that whole situation, but I do not consider them any better people. They're slimy and annoying, and they never break the law, so you can't arrest them.
That sounds terrible. We'll keep an eye out.
And she's gone. All that information she'd be very interested in.
It was at that moment that Alpha suddenly...
Oh no, and the camera's off again.
vanished and then returned? Alpha? Alpha?
Hello?
We hear
Hello?
We hear you.
Where is everyone?
Someone cast darkness on you.
By the Red Wizard.
Alpha, did you do something to Alpha? Did you do
How much did you how much did you hear before you were kicked?
Absolutely nothing.
Okay.
Unless you were about to answer.
I'll give a summary of what she said. That the Red Wizards are slimy and annoying because they don't actually break any laws, but she knows they're not good people. That they came from Thay originally, that they were unhappy with the way Thay was ruled, which is a mageocracy, and that the main ruler of Thay, as far as she knows, is of the mageocracy is a specialist in necromancy and is in fact a lich, and that the lich has an entire undead army protecting Thay. And so the ones that left may perhaps want to go back to Thay and fight them, or just want to get out of there. But either way, just because they're leaving a bad situation doesn't make them good people.
That doesn't really answer why they'd be after this gold.
Because it's
okay.
gold.
She says perhaps they want it for something with that. I don't know.
Yeah.
So what do you have for us to do? Do you have an initial mission you would like us to undertake?
Oh, there are many things.
I think we'll join these hands of grayness.
Hides of grayness.
Rainier invite us to the opera. Okay, I
So-
don't know how to get my screen back.
Well, we're almost done anyways, but the two things that are, well, there's really 3 things, but one will have to come later. The 2 immediate ones is there's actually a young bronze dragon that has entered the city recently along the docks. For some reason, no dragons can actually enter Waterdeep. No one's really sure why, but they can enter along the harbor. and this bronze dragon is living under the water.
I wonder if it has to do with that paper mache dragon.
Paper mache dragon.
Yes,
there's
one of
there's
the
a-
pirate boats.
Perhaps they smuggled a real dragon inside of this paper mache dragon. That's just me, you know.
Well, not all dragons are bad. The ask is to go and talk to it and see what its intentions are, and possibly take it out if it does not have the best intentions, or negotiate with it, or just see what its intentions are. We
How
can't
would it
have
have
ships
gotten
being
water
sunk
deep?
by a dragon.
Talk
What
to
was
the
it?
dragon. Got it.
We got a
How
dragon.
would it
Any
have gotten
dungeons?
into Waterdeep?
Water.
Well, it doesn't actually get into Waterdeep. It just hangs out in the water right outside Waterdeep on the harbor. And she'll say, if you plan to do this at some time, you can take this. And she goes behind on a shelf somewhere. She takes a sack, and you hear clinking in the sack, and puts the sack on the desk and says, there's 4 potions of water breathing here that will let you breathe underwater for 8 hours.
I've always wanted to try one of those potions. Let's do it. I say we do it.
The other thing, a bit more of a sensitive matter, which I think you might be decent at, a member of the Force Grey, which is, you have the Grey Hands, and the Force Grey is the elite members of the Grey Hands. But a member of the Force Grey has been acting strangely of late. His name is Melun War Dragon, and he's a happy-go-lucky demeanor. His happy-go-lucky demeanor has really soured. He's been hanging around the Yawning Portal more than usual. So I would say observe him for a while. Maybe follow him, though I hate to say that about doing that to someone like that. But
What was
see
his
what's
name
going on
again?
with him.
The Yawning Portal?
And she'll go ahead and describe him to you as like this grizzled, older guy, not too old, like in the 50s something. Blonde hair, a little overweight, but big breastplate, and explains the rest of him. And you recognize, actually, you do remember seeing him in the Yawning Portal. In fact, there was a time, Greyhide, when you said, "My axe is thirsty," and he stood up and said, "Yeah!" That was that guy.
Oh, he's a good fellow. Yeah. So you
Yeah,
just
he
want us
seems
to
like a
keep an
nice
eye
guy.
on this guy and see what he's up to, because he... Okay. Well, I mean, that takes us to the Yawning Portal, which could also get us a drink, and I think we're certainly in the... We're certainly due for a drink at the Yawning Portal.
She's
Hey,
back.
The Alpha's back. Hello.
Alpha, what do you think of that?
There.
We'll go to the Yawning Portal for a drink, and we'll say hello to
I
Greyhide's
disappeared
blonde
for
friend.
2 seconds and we're already getting a trick?
So you heard the dragon one, right?
Yeah.
The other one she gave you is to go spy. She was kind of reluctant about this, but to spy on someone who's part of Force Grey, who is like the elite
no,
members
that-
of the Grey Hands.
Yeah, I got all that. And he's at the
Okay.
Yawning Portal.
Yeah,
Acting,
Melun War
acting-
Dragon.
He's been acting weird, and she wants us to kind of figure out what's going on with him.
Yeah, he was usually happy-go-lucky, and recently he hasn't been at all. He's been like a different person.
Maybe
Yeah,
he's
cheer
been
him
brain
up.
puppied. Or maybe he's just sad. Maybe he lost...
Did she offer anything up front for these missions?
The potions, obviously.
Of
To
water
breathe
breathing.
underwater?
She will also give you. We don't often give much gold as reward, but I do have this. And she goes to a shelf, thinks for a bit, and then grabs a wand and puts it on the desk. This might be helpful to the type of work you will be working on. It is a wand of secrets. You simply expend a charge of this wand, and it'll tell you if there are any secret doors or traps within 30 feet of you.
Mhm.
That's good. That's good. I say we take it. Well, I think we should go to the Yawning Portal, grab a drink, say hello to our friend Blondie, and then head down to the docks for some water breathing.
Is there anything you're looking for in
the wand.
particular, by the way? With the Grey Hands, especially me, have very decent access to basic magic items and the such. If you'll be working with us, this can perhaps be an ongoing exchange.
Yeah, we can come back here anytime we need information. I think that's a great resource. What about maybe Fitz, if you have a question about why people might be why people might be murdering elves? Or,
Approach you in the near future for some magical items.
I can help where I can.
Yes. I am curious. You know, the pirates are from Luskan and the Dark Elves, and someone sent a message to the Drow of the Underdark, and they tried to stop that message from getting through by killing people, and then pretended to be
Jarlaxle
humans.
sent a message?
What's that?
Jarlaxle sent a message?
How do you know? Well, no. Actually, Jalaliel, my father, sent a message, and Jarlaxle killed someone who tried to
Jalaliel.
stop.
I've heard that name before.
You know,
I think. Ooh.
He's a dark elf, escaped from the Underdark, married into clothing merchants, and makes clothing with magic.
Oh, yes. Yes. Fitzgeoffrey Textiles.
Oh my god, you know my company. Yes, that's me.
Yes, I know many things in the city. I don't know much about your company, but I know that you sell different silks and other garb.
Excellent clothing. The best, actually. Yes. So are there any larger machinations happening between the Underdark right now? Or, like, is there a revolution happening? Or is there any reason why one Dark Elf sends a message to the Underdark and another Dark Elf tries to kill him? Is there a reason?
I don't know. Jarlaxle's male, and the Underdark is a matriarchy. Maybe he hates that.
Well, yes, I think they're on the same page with that one.
I have a question, possibly, too. So, Xanathar, I have reason to believe that Xanathar might be holding my sister. And,
Oh, that is not good.
And I want to know if I wanted to find Xanathar, where would be a lead? We had, he had sent a Kenku that had her voice, and we were going to use the Kenku to follow him back, to help us find him. But somebody murdered the Kenku. Let's just say. How would we go about finding Xanathar? Any leads there?
I actually know an entrance to the Xanathar's lair, but it is extremely dangerous, and I am almost certain you would die if you were to attempt it.
That's what I feared. It's too... We don't have enough power to go after him at this point, but when the time is right, we might come back to you for that information.
Guys, we should tell her also about our recent dealings with that drow on the boat. Maybe they can help us with our captured friend and the deal we were forced to make. Maybe some protection?
But they also want Neverember's gold. Do you think we should say that? Should we say that now?
Well,
Are you seriously whispering in my office right in front of me to each other?
I wasn't. I was just listening to him.
Maybe they can. Maybe they can help us.
You want to tell her?
Us protection.
What?
You tell her. Tell her us protection.
This is the oddest thing.
Yes, hello. So, Saphira. So, we're in a bit of a conundrum that we want to bring to you, which is what's happening here? What are you laughing at?
We need to start
The
right
way
now.
you pronounce everybody's name is wonderful.
Oh,
Vajra Safahir, I think. I wrote it down. Vajra.
No.
Yeah, that is the first name.
Beautiful tower mage, and then I give her a bit of a look as I say that. Beautiful tower mage.
Was that a roll to seduce?
Not yet.
I believe
Okay.
so.
That was a working.
Sometimes it's better to do a bit of work before.
Yes, yes. Maybe this means I can roll with advantage later.
You don't just go and use healing hand job on someone immediately. You have to.
You really don't.
First, I have
Right.
to take some damage.
Otherwise, you might find yourself with a lot of semen.
Yes.
As
Which we did.
Which brings us right back to beautiful tower mage. We have a bit of a conundrum. You see, you want us to find Neverember's gold for you, But the pirates have captured our friend and one of our party and have her completely in their power and want us to get the gold for them, or they will do death things.
Are we still talking about Jarlaxle?
Yes, that one. So he's got our friend and he wants the gold, or he's going to kill our friend. And there's this other... We might as well, right? Alpha, can I just... There's a red wizard who has strange, horrible powers over another one of us who also wants the gold and also is going to do horrible things to get the gold from us.
A red wizard, a fae. A fae.
Let's focus on the first. So this is a lot of information. Let's focus on the because our friend was.
Has anyone ever told you you three come with a lot of baggage?
I don't have a lot of baggage, but I have this pig's bladder that's inflated with helium somehow. I don't really know what to do with this.
No,
that's a simple
I don't have a lot
spell.
of baggage.
Keep that, Greyhide. It'll help when we're breathing underwater.
Your sister is literally captured, you say, by the Xanathar, and you claim you have no baggage?
Oh, that's true, yes.
Oh,
you're talking about emotional baggage. I thought you were talking about actual, luggage. Yes, I do have emotional baggage. Would you like to hear about it? I'd love to talk.
I'm sorry, he's a paladin. He's like that. They're all literalists.
I have so much... I have this weight on my shoulder. Not an actual weight, but an emotional weight, if you can imagine. On my shoulder. Anyway.
Yes. Perhaps we should start with the two missions I gave you. I can do some research. I, too, would like to recover the gold left by Neverember, because it, frankly, belongs to the city.
Sure.
I will keep my eyes open and my ears listening on that. As for the Jarlaxle and your predicament there, I may know someone who could help, but I'll have to contact them first. So when you come back from the mission, I might have something.
I don't like what he's up to. Whatever it is.
No.
Jarlaxle is a strange one. Whatever he told you he's up to is probably not true.
I would agree with you.
That sense. Well,
okay. Well, we'll leave that in your hands for now.
Yes.
I will see what I can do. I know someone who might have a contraption that can tread water, let's say, underwater.
That might be part of the solution. All right.
And then we can come up with a plan.
Right.
Why, thank you. I'm going to lean in and I'm going to say, well, beautiful Tower Mage, it has been an absolute pleasure to speak with you, and I can't wait to reconvene. And now I will roll to seduce.
That's a persuasion.
Damn it.
Here we go.
I've got a 3, which plus 6 is 9, and still not very good.
I just grab Fit.
Well, she'll say, that must be the silver tongue of why Fitzjoffrey Textiles does quite well.
Ooh.
Oh, nicely done with the BTM. You got some BTM
right,
noticing you. It's beautiful Tower Mage.
Portal, then?
Yes, well, I give her a little bit of a wink and a wave, and I allow Alpha to drag me physically out of the room.
Alrighty. You head back down. You get back down to the lower levels. You can go back and get a coach if you want, but I think we will end it there. Sorry, no combat, but...
Next time, my axe is thirsty. Next time...
The fair could have turned into combat, but it didn't. Actually, I kind of want to show now, because I had stuff ready for that.
Yes.
Just
the fair could have turned into combat? Wow.
We chose the wrong boat.
Oh no, get rid of that.
Oh wow, that's intense.
Yeah, but that's the actual boat setup. Those are all the dice or people. And then
and the figures are, the dice are civilians and the figures are actual.
That's you all, actually, I think.
Oh.
hard to see
Yeah.
on here, but
That's us.
Are you disappointed that we didn't get to do that? Oh, I am. That'd have been kind of fun.
a little bit, but it's okay. I also had another one. I had the captain's quarters set up in case you
Ooh.
decide to attack him, the drunk one, because he actually had disadvantage on everything because he was drunk. But so I thought you might have taken advantage of that. But he also had the thing next to him, the construct next to him, so maybe not.
The one person Alpha did try to attack was.
Yeah, that.
You kind of suck.
I
at
thought
this
about
moment.
that, and the guy could
no.
easily dodge it. So I was like,
Yeah.
I guess not.
Yeah.
If you kept attacking, things would have happened for sure.
Right. I mean, I think
Uh,
this was just.
Speaking of which,
horrified that they
you're
had-
down a short sword.
Oh yeah, you left it on the boat.
I never went to get it. Damn it.
Hmm.
That's
Yeah,
a
I'll have
huge
to get some
oversight for
news
Alpha.
Yeah.
Okay, down one short sword.
We'll have to. Maybe we can get you a longsword.
Upgrade. Longswords you can't use dex on.
Never mind. Carry on with your short sword.
They're too long.
I'll find another one. I guess in that bags of holdings now is with Senecobi somewhere. So we lost all the equipment we had from that guy.
It's at the bottom of the sea right now.
Yeah, it's in a cage with some sharks.
Which one? The short sword?
Well, when
Bag
we,
of holding.
when we had kind of put that dark elf in the bags of holding, we took all his equipment.
He's
I could've-
dead.
I could have
Oh, yeah,
grabbed
all of that
something
gear,
off
yeah.
of there, but
His
he
firearm.
all the gears in the bag.
It's
Yeah.
true. No more firearm from that gunslinger.
That's true. You don't have the firearm anymore.
That character was so cool. That gunslinger was like a boss.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Oh yeah.
I knew I should have kept the stuff on me.
We murdered him
Stupid
good.
bag.
Killed him good.
Barely.
So we could have fought the
Man.
captain and a bunch of pirates on. We had a big brawl on a
Wow.
boat. Yeah, that would have been fun.
That would have been
Yeah.
fun.
Yeah.
But we were there to
Yeah.
investigate and gather information, and we got
I
some.
guess we chose the
I
wrong
mean-
boat.
Fitz is a talker, you know. If you leave Fitz in the front of the line, he's just gonna try to talk to everyone, ask everyone questions.
If you go and come back half an hour later, Fitz is gonna be like, "But when I was age 7, let me tell you what happened to me at that point." And he's
That'd
giving his
be-
whole life story.
Oh yeah. And meanwhile,
Yeah.
the guys in the crew are just like, "Oh yeah, man, we feel that. Like,
Yeah.
let me tell you
Well,
about our dark elven parents."
I'd like to thank the people who've shown up and watched us on the stream. Any questions before we sign off to our wonderful following?
Yeah. Thank you everyone who watched, who hung out with us.
To
Also,
Dave
thank
Mansell,
everyone
thanks for
watching
following.
live.
Oh, thank you. Yes.
And that.
And,
Woo.
And
Yeah.
So for epic battles, find us next week. But
Yep,
on Monday,
next week.
we'll have a little recap.
yes, we're gonna need a recap. There's a lot to cover on today's
There's a lot
episode.
of-
That was a lot of roleplay, a lot
I
of
would like-
information.
I would like to point out that we have yet again joined 2 more factions.
So we
Uh,
have plenty of adventures that we can go on. Like we
You
got
did
a
reject
bunch of
one.
scarecrows. We got a couple of.
Yeah.
We're gonna go to the yawning portal next. We got this dragon on the waterfront. Hello. There's a lot of stuff we can do next week. I think Greyhide going after his sister is a little premature. I don't think we'll be able to take on Xanathar anytime soon.
Not yet.
Not yet.
There's
We are only level 2 for anyone.
There's still
Again?
2. Yeah, we're only level 2. Which I was planning to actually say we could level up to 3 after this adventure, after this session.
But we
But
didn't,
we didn't fight
fight.
anyone,
Right.
so we blew it.
Well, fighting's not the only thing that gives experience, but that is. Where are you going?
I think Fitz gained
Yeah.
experience points.
It would be like
People training on the boat and being like, "Damn, look at that!" technique."
it would be
Wow.
like 5 p.m. or so at this point in the day. So, do you plan to do anything for the rest of the day? Or you plan to go back to Trollskull?
No, wait.
Well, I think we're going straight
portal,
to
aren't
the yawning portal. If it's
Okay.
5 p.m.,
Yeah.
that's wobbly
Yeah.
o'clock, and as we
Okay.
say in Canada. You know?
Then we'll
Do
hold
we-
off on the
don't say
we'll hold off on the level up until after next session.
I think that sounds right. Yeah, we'll have
Sure,
that.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Cool.
All
Nice.
right.
Oh man, so
We'll be
much
seeing you at the recap.
watch.
See you at the
yeah,
recap.
so
I'm gonna play the an outro. I'm gonna play the ad
Monday
for
night, live 8 p.m.
yep
Yeah, 8 p.m.
8 p.m. And I'm
Love
gonna
that.
play game night outro. So go check them out in South Florida if you want to go to a bar/gaming place, play Smash or any
love
other
that.
type games.
They're really cool.
When they're building a whole new wing right now, so once they finish
Yeah.
that, I'll probably be playing with
Yeah.
some of my local friends D&D there actually in that other wing. So
Nice.
Cool.
it'll be fun.
Greg will leave his home.
Maybe I'll just remote in. No. Thanks for
that's
joining.
wonderful.
Talk to you
Thanks,
next time.
guys.
Bye.
Bye.
Yummy.